So we have the classic Civ on RF Mayans. You've obviously been around for many moons, Nilly, and have seen many games of Mayans on Regicide Fortress. Burgundians are kind of a new one. Obviously, they're coming out with Lords of the West, and we really haven't been seeing like a ton of this map in tournaments, since the DLC came out. What do you think of Burgundians here being piloted by Hera?
I think they're way stronger than Mayans. I'm a bit surprised by the Mayans pick. Obviously, in the old days, they were incredibly strong, but now there's so many good civilizations out there that I think Burgundians, with their crazy economy and all their upgrades, should be looking pretty hot.
I agree. I mean, this is just a map that's set up for booming so nicely. The Coustier, the Burgundian unique unit, also it's quite cheap to get going at only 55 food and gold. So you can get at least a few of them out in mid-game to help contest against the Plumed Archers. With all of that extra charge attack, they should be working at least reasonably well in low numbers. And, you might not have bloodlines with Burgundians, but having that easier and cheaper access to Paladin, you're still getting that 160 HP and, 3 base Pierce Armor. You can deal with Plumed Archers or anything like that.
Yeah, most of the time. Also, I think maybe you even go mainly for like skirms, then try to add some hand cannoneer, some bombards. So I don't even think like Cavalier is the, main thing you are absolutely forced into. And Mayans, do they really want to go Eagles? It's always really goal intense, and then with the better boom of Burgundians most of the time you're not really controlling most of the neutral gold spots.
Just seeing Mayans on this map did remind me of a certain game a little while ago where somebody was playing as Mayans and actually lost to somebody playing Goths.
Yeah, that was an epic game.
The other way around, yeah. And due to a King Snipe.
Due to a King Snipe. And actually, Lux was casting that game, and ever since that game, I'm called the King Slayer. Or something like that in the Chinese scene, because I won against Shibatong.
That's a pretty awesome nickname.
yeah. I will take it.
King Slayer.
I will take it indeed. Yeah. For everyone who tuned in late, obviously the format is wild. We will have the mix of 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4. You cannot repeat civilizations. And during all those 5 games, you have to pick all the 4 new civilizations. King of Fortress apparently is the name that I got. So not King Slayer.
Okay.
I went a bit too wild there. King of Fortress.
Well, that's at least, it's a step up from Hippo.
Yeah. Well, depends on how much you like hippos.
Well, that's true. And this is a pachyderm themed tournament, so the power of the hippo must be strong.
Somehow my microphone just slid down. Oh, okay. I think I saved it. Obviously, a new setup here after I moved last weekend. And
congrats on the move.
Is it something you congratulate people for?
At least
maybe I downgraded.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Did you downgrade? I mean,
no,
it's a process. Like it's as you just went through, it's a lot of time and energy and stress. So
okay, that's actually true.
You got through it.
I will never want to move again. It was like I even
exactly.
It's not pretty.
Oh, feels bad, man. But it is Regicide Fortress. It's a little bit of a slower start. I mean, I still love the map. I think that in some ways it's similar to Arena in that, okay, you start with stone walls and you're safe early on. But as the game goes longer, the map becomes much more like Arabia because you have your resources that are just kind of spread out all over the place. And you have lots of different attacking options, and mobility becomes much more of a relevant factor. And that's where I think that a civ that has cavalry like Burgundians could have the chance to shine.
Potentially. Map control, obviously nice. Extra gold spots towards the left-hand side. Also 4 relics at the left-hand side. While we see only 1 relic at the right-hand side. So it feels like contesting the left-hand side is more important. Also, notably, there are very few hills on this map. Right? Only some at the right-hand side. The left side is completely flat.
Yep. It looks just like home. Flat, empty. occasional patch of grass. That looks like Illinois to me.
Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, yeah. Where our closest geographical relative is probably like Kazakhstan in terms of being flat and cold. And
Oh, really? Okay, it's that bad. Okay.
it gets pretty cold here. It's gotten to like, I had days in school where it was like negative, 20 Celsius or something like that.
What?
Yeah.
That's brutal. Okay.
Yeah, we had cold days instead of as well as snow days, where like school would get canceled because it's too cold and like the buses wouldn't work.
Wow. Okay, that's wild. What's also wild is that Hera actually went for 2 Corsairs.
Yeah, like I said, they are cheaper than Knights.
But Mr. Yo doesn't care. Mr. Yo's just playing 3TC boom. He will have the better economy here. Huh.
Yeah. And usually, it's going to be, you would think it would be Burgundians going for the more defensive approach. They have the stronger boom, arguably, going into late game and all that stuff. But, I mean, it's Mr. Yo. He's going to be super comfortable playing Mayans on RF here. And I think the question becomes, how much is Hera going to devote to map control? Because, I mean, he has the 2 Hostiers, and they're not going to be really running into anything. And right now, yeah, Hera dropping the monastery, at least after the second TC, but before the third one. Honestly, I would have preferred to see the monastery go down right away if you are making your unique unit to try and, grab those relics.
He was lacking wood quite a bit. He arrived Castle Age with 400 food or something. I was a bit surprised by that as well. Maybe didn't really balance his eco as well as we thought. And obviously, like, how many Burgundian boom games do you think Hera played in his life? I would be surprised if it's like, especially with the Regicide start, might be his first one ever.
It could be. I've probably played more boom games with Burgundians than him. Oh, man. But this is where, it's like AoE 2, it's like riding a bike. It's sure his especially his eco balance might be a bit off, but his core micro skills, I think, as well as his basic decision making should be totally fine. And I think this isn't going to be just some free win for Mr. Yo.
Well, 5 villages ahead now. We will see the 30C being dropped. Wheelbarrow on the bit later side, I would think. 39 villages, but still absolutely okay. Went for Heavy Plow and Bowsaw already. And I think Mr. Yo will love his life. He will just play super defensively, knows, okay, I won't really contest relics, I won't really have a lot of control there. I think he will go for a main push. Well, early Imperial Age feels very likely.
Yeah, I mean, that's where a lot of archer civs like Mayans are going to be thriving on Regicide Fortress, and I think this is going to be no exception. Burgundians, they are going to be perhaps a little bit better prepared with that earlier Paladin upgrade like I was mentioning, but there's no guarantee that Hera's going for that. But something that is nice to consider is that with the Burgundian team bonus, you're getting the equal food to gold generation on those relics, so that's just going to sort of further help out your boom. And because you already have the castle, I wonder how quickly you should pick up Burgundian vineyards, because that can really add up. Like, maybe once you get, like, around 35, 40 farmers, it's like, might as well pick that one up.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Especially if you think, okay, I want to play the very long game. Maybe go for that, like, Skirm Paladin composition and just play it out, right? 5 relics and this gold generation. You will be really happy, especially if you can push the main player away from the extra golds.
Yeah, exactly, because, I mean, sure, Mayans, they also get longer lasting gold mines, but in that sort of position, you should feel really comfortable as the Burgundian player going to the late game. You have a stronger gold-intensive army composition, and it would sort of put Mr. Yo on a clock. But Mr. Yo, he doesn't really seem to care. He's going up to 4 TCs. Soon we're going to have the Doubt-style 5 TCs boom with Mayans, just defying all logic and reason.
Yeah, I
know. You have an army that costs like 7 total resources in Imperial Age. You just need those 5 TCs anyway.
Well, I would really love those, yeah. Well, sometimes to get Rams out a bit earlier, so that's why you went for it in May in War. I don't really think Rams will be the main unit here. And honestly, I think Hera Only 7 villagers behind? That's absolutely reasonable in my books.
Oh, yeah. And the fact that he's going to be getting these relics, it's going to help make up for that deficit. I mean, Burgundian Eco is that strong. Also, notably, we have both players very intensively mining stone. He got 13 on stone for Mr. Yo, 6 for Hera. So we'll have to see, are they going to try and go for some aggressive castle drops? We have a couple plumed archers now coming in for Mr. Yo, who's also building houses in the form of a quadrant, which is exactly what I did as a kid, so that's happy.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Yo not really playing like that, but yeah. I think especially if you want to go into heavy farming, people should somewhat think about it. And actually, like, yeah, lots of houses actually adjacent to one another. I don't mind
it's
this.
space efficient. I mean, you're a DM player. You know, it's like getting as many buildings in as small of an area as quickly as possible. It's important stuff.
And DM, it's really ugly though, because always paladins coming in trying to kill your villagers. This one feels more peaceful.
Yeah, it's like more of a campaign style city. You kind of got the towers, the walls. It just looks nice.
Okay, so what are army compositions going to be here? It feels like Hera is still being on stone. Kostoye fits very likely. On the other side, we still have plumed archer production. But I think we need to transition into halberdiers, I would assume.
That sounds pretty good to me. You know, use your castles for plumed archer production. We do have fletching on the way, so there's at least going to be some sort of early commitment to it. So we have second castle coming in a fairly defensive position for Mr. Yo, at least as far as what you could potentially be going for. But Hera's actually faster up to the Imperial Age with fewer villagers, which is kind of like the opposite of what you would imagine. But it turns out, Nilly, it really is that simple, because Burgundians are going Cavaliers.
I heard songs that said it isn't that simple. Now I'm really, really confused.
I know.
Look at the massive resources for Hera also. He will instantly be able to click Elite Costier if he wants to go for it. Now he's adding double stable. That's kind of implying he's going Paladins.
Yep.
Did he see my 25 Paladins in 25 minute guide on YouTube?
Oh, yeah. Maybe. It's getting Husbandry, getting Cavalier. But I think simply because of the extra HP and Pierce Armor that Paladins provide over the Coustier, just that sort of tankiness, I think they are a bit of a more attractive unit in this matchup. Whereas if, say, you were expecting a bunch of Eagle Warriors right away, then I think maybe the Coustier are a bit better, but I think that's just not as strong as Mayans here.
Yeah. What did Hera see? He saw the second castle? No, he did not.
No, Hera did not get heresy. Hera did not see.
So, Cavaliers finishing any second. Paladin upgrades obviously super cheap. Should be no problem at all. I still feel like Sayo should be in a reasonable spot. I think Hera needs a different unit. Or can he do it with like Paladins only?
I think that would be really tricky. I mean, go for like old school Persian's army composition of Paladin hand cannon. Ooh. I mean, it's not like you're struggling for gold as Burgundians in this situation with 5 relics and the potential for Burgundian vineyards.
Also guilds, if I remember correctly, right? So if he just completely overbooms, another option there. And now we see the first unit die on Hera side. KD 1-1 now. After 25 minutes, obviously registered fortress on the slower start. And I think, I even thought about ruling it out in the 4v4s. I think we have it in the 3v3 ones. Could be really long games if people want to play it as campy as those two.
Well, I'm always a fan of, 4-hour-long Regicide Fortress team games.
Okay.
I am ready to sit here all day, man. Okay, here we have the archery ranges coming in for Hera.
Cavaliers might intercept those plumed archers from getting home. Will do some damage, but Halberdier attack already done. Only 7 on the field, somewhere in the queue though. And Hera needs to go back, as you said, archery ranges. Looks like skirms if he goes sledging.
Yeah, and I think that you have Halb and Plumed Archer, both of which are countered, at least to some degree, by skirmishers, and they will just be a nice accompaniment to your Paladins. That said, they do require a bunch of different upgrades. I mean, you're going in 2 completely different directions right there. And it's going to still be a little while before you can get that going, because we have to remember that Yo's boom has, throughout all of this been stronger. He's collected around 2,000-ish more resources in total. And as Mayans, that does feel pretty darn good. And he's going to be hitting max pop, I think, way sooner.
Well, feels likely. Also, 3 castle setup will expand towards the left-hand side. But as we mentioned multiple times, we feel that if we go into the game that will go past 4 hours, that Burgundians with all their upgrades and 5 relic advantage should shine. So right now, Yo, he needs to use his eco advantage and needs to make a push happen. I don't see any siege on the field though.
No, we don't. Even getting crop rotation. Oh man, Yo's ready for the long run. Oh man, you love to see it. Yeah, okay, so we have chemistry, elite skirmisher coming in. But I mean, Hera, I like how he is at least taking this right side hill area. Yes, it doesn't really have any neutral gold spots on it, but it still has plenty of wood. And if this is an area that Yo could get control over, it would be just an amazing staging point for a red player to just get into blue's base. So I still think that this is a smart move from Hera. He's got plenty of gold for the time being, and he can always afford to push out across the map in a little bit.
Well, we'll see about that right now. Exclusive Halberdier production. Skirm count, not that scary, at 7 right now. Some more paladins in the queue, monks on the ambitious side here.
But must have been Hera must have been watching Samaro play in the Black Forest tournament finals. You need to go just monks, counter everything. If you have enough monks, you can counter Mangudai. It's the easiest thing in the world.
Really?
Oh yeah, there was a game that had 89 conversions.
89. That's a solid number. Uh-oh, traps actually attacking the left-hand side, attacking the right-hand side. Interesting that Hera is not aiming to clear this one up, but rather goes for the counter-attack.
Yeah, perhaps going to try and get Yo's army out of position. He does have the more mobile army in general, but looks like we are going to El Dorado. And this eagle switch, I mean, yeah, your eco is set up well for eagles in that you don't have much food and have a lot of gold, but that's still going to take some time. Hera's army is around 2,000 more resources in terms of value. Halbs are just kind of running around trying to catch up to the paladins, but, well, they're struggling to do that. I mean, Hera loses a barracks and a watchtower. He doesn't care about that. Does back up with his trebuchets a little bit, doesn't want to lose them to the halberdiers. But overall, I think this is going pretty decently for a blue player.
Yeah, I absolutely agree here. And yield switch, I'm not really sure how well that will do against paladins. Now hand cannoneers being added as well. And you said it, like eco is set up, but I think plumed archer is something I would have liked a bit more. Nice reaction at the left-hand side. Halberdiers, none around to chase this one down. And lots of units lost at the front. Hera can't be too unhappy. Has a way better KD as well.
Oh yeah, certainly. And now we're going to be getting these hand cannons in, get the +4 attack with Burgundians, and also an extra, 2.5 bonus damage, because the Burgundian extra attack is multiplicative with all of your bonus damages. So they're going to be even better against the Eagle Warriors.
Elite Eagle Warrior attack is coming in. Yo floating close to 4k wood right now. 44 villagers still on wood. Maybe he should aim for some adjustments. Going for guilds now. Tries to balance that. Nice choice. Very aggressive castle choice here by Mr. Yo. I don't see that one going up.
I would call that admirable but mistaken. Well, there's going to be a huge fight right now. Hera's army is simply superior to that of his opponents. Both players hovering near enough to 200 population at the start of this fight, but, well, it turns out that paladins just have a lot of stats. And they're just kind of bulldozing everything with the support of those skirms and hand cannons.
Yeah, and some people say, oh, they're without bloodlines. Well, they're still absolutely crazy there, as you can see, and, well, they just won a massive, massive fight. Eagle numbers simply really low, although he's massively queuing up. But look at that, Yo basically burned through all his gold now.
Yeah, I mean, he got, like, all the upgrades, which, you know, is in itself fairly impressive, and a mixed army of maybe halbs and eagle warriors with some plumes to snipe hand cannons. I get what Yo's going for, and I like it, but, I mean, I feel like we're simply a little too far gone for this to work. He has a lot of trebuchets, but those paladins are right there, and as soon as the infantry numbers are depleted, it's going to be looking pretty bad. There just isn't enough production here.
Look at that, 50 military against 70 now. Traps are going down, and then there's basically nothing to stop the traps of Hera, and that is really costly when it comes to gold. Still more resources are flying in. Look at that beautiful Q by Hera as well. 12 more paladins on the way, and he is looking very dominant.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, even if maybe your early game eco balance isn't as sharp as it normally is when you're in practice, but the overall decision-making from Hera has been completely solid. He's just been very comfortable taking map control, didn't worry too much about getting a massive boom as quickly. He just has his 5 relics, getting all that extra food income because of it. He's even getting architecture. Hera, I know, is one of the few top players that loves his building HP upgrades as much as I do.
I remember you messaging me when I played Malians once, like, nearly you got them quite nice and early. Really appreciate that. That's random ladder game. You were watching me.
Hey man, it's it helped you. It saved one of your castles, if I recall correctly.
Eagles now pushing in though. Maybe some more hand cannons could have really helped out against that army composition. Look at that. Yo, close to... He's pop limit again. What happened here? Was it like 140 against 200 just a second ago?
Well, if you saw, Yo added 4 extra barracks in his starting Stonewall area, and that really helped in sort of his production bottleneck. And, well, Hera was simply a little slow to push. Yo did at least a good job with his trebuchets. Even though he lost all of them, he was able to snipe most of Hera's trebuchets, and that allowed our red player to keep his castle alive and at least get a little bit more time to build up an army. But this is like a massive choke point advantage for Hera. He's got a castle, he's got a bunch of range units on the high ground. All of those infantry units for Mr. Yo are just kind of clumped up and not doing a whole lot. And I feel like we're at this point where Mr. Yo is simply going to struggle to get that army value count anywhere near what his opponent can do.
Okay, tech tree on Lu. Champions for Burgundians?
Yes, but no supplies.
Okay. But still, is that an option in this case? Because Paladins, well, they will lose eventually against the Halberdiers.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I mean, they're otherwise fully upgraded, so missing supplies isn't like the end of the world. I like that Hera's taking the gold on the left, but oh my god, this is like a firing range right here against those poor halberdiers.
Oh, well, big raids though at the side, so halberdiers are going down. But the Eagles, they will find some kills. Villagers trying to escape. Still remember, 5 relics ticking away. So Hera, he can't be too unhappy in the long game.
No, he cannot. His villager count is looking a little bit lower. Siege Ram now on the way. Yo is getting towards Ring Archer armor, and if you know anything about Mr. Yo, it's that he's going to be a really, really hard player to actually finish off. He's still taking the neutral golds. He's still got 30 gold miners. Mayan's going to benefit from those longer-lasting resources, and now the chicken suit men are flapping around in the base of Hera.
Yeah, luckily 2 paladins being sent there to clear up the chicken man. And seems like the forward base there with the siege workshops are getting killed as well. And I think that even was the siege workshop that was researching siege rams. So Mr. Yo might be confused there that upgrade is not going through.
Is instead investing those resources in elite plumed archer, interestingly. Now, the nice thing with plumes is that, unlike eagle warriors, they're going to retain their value quite nicely, as there was some nice coexistence mining of stone on the right side, but then Hera's going to bring a castle to a stone mining fight, which doesn't seem super fair.
Well, the castle will finish when the stone is gone. Look at that. It's 120 stones still left.
I guess the castle's not in that bad of a position regardless. Help secure some more wood if this becomes a wood game.
Skirms on the front, should deal with the elite skirms. Paladins trying to run away from the halberdiers, which are now dwindling quite heavily. And I think now is the moment to engage with the paladins again. Plume numbers still looking hot.
Yeah, and like I was saying, they're just really nice at retaining the value, and Burgundians, they're going to be very sad because they don't have that Ring Archer armor upgrade. So both their hand cannons and their skirmishers are a lot weaker against the plumed archers than they might want to be. And really, you're just down to Paladins being your best option against the plumes as Burgundians. but they are missing Bloodlines. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but it's still a relevant factor, and this game isn't over yet.
Oh, let's take a look. Another big fight. No Halberdiers in the mix anymore. Look at that. Barely some on the maps. Paladins going for the traps now. And Skirm's doing a really good job. Eagle number simply not as high anymore. One eagle only.
Yeah, that's not really going to be a super impressive army of one eagle, but I mean, look how quick those skirms are actually melting to the plumed archers once they're getting those attacks in. Yeah, they've got thumb ring and everything. And my only concern for Mr. Yo is that it's just a matter of he can't get a strong enough army as Mayans. I mean, still 3.6k army value to 8.7k, and Hera with those 5 relics, like he can just keep this paladin production going for pretty much forever.
Oh, look at that. Barely any eagles left. That's why Hera feels okay, I can send some paladins over. We'll try to go for a raid, but all the gold is gone, or most of it. Goes for the siege workshop, probably patrolled in there without really realizing. I think he could have just pushed through the center. What do you think?
I think that's what he's trying to do right now. Castle is under threat once again for Mr. Yo. 3 trebs here. There's 1 cap ram joining the party, but right now it is the big issue of those paladins. A few halbs, a few eagle warriors trying to do what they can. Eagles actually going for the dive bomb onto the trebuchets, but it's not going to be enough to save the castle, and that is critical because it is important for plumed archer production. But don't worry, if one castle falls, just build it right in its another one right in its place.
Oh, but still 1 trap around, right? And
yeah.
Well, shot going for the siege workshop. Maybe the siege workshop dies even in the second attempt of trying to get through siege ram, and now it feels like maybe is that an army that you can't kill anymore. Military numbers again, plus 30 roughly for Hera.
He's also got 6k food in the bank, so he's doing fine as far as upgrades go. Hera also moving his king, notably, I think from a watchtower to a castle, just to sort of dot his I's and cross his T's. Hera, known for losing some kings in the past, so just want to make sure you're protecting yourself against all contingencies when you're in this strong of a position.
Yeah, very wise choice. And Hera looking really strong here. Macro obviously still on point. Eagle count simply not that high, and that's why the skirms, Hera looking so strong. 45 skirms still on the map, and Yo's trading off with halberdiers. It's not the worst thing, but every plumed archer he loses is costly.
Yeah, and I mentioned it briefly earlier, but Hera was able to take pretty much all of one of the neutral golds on the left side of the map. So that is just going to further bolster his advantage in having those extra relics. Has around 2k more gold collected in this game already. And, well, the paladins are just kind of chilling, waiting for the halbs to die. And I guess that's going to work.
Well, halberdiers dying worked indeed, but new ones arriving at the left-hand side, and that's why Hera has to disengage again. And look at that, now finally Hera is focusing down on the skirms, but as you said, plumed archer's not doing the worst job of dwindling down those skirm numbers.
I love how Hera has sort of set up his army with the hand cannons on the left side and the skirms on the right side. It makes it really difficult for the halbs and eagles to sort of try and loop around the side and get towards those trebuchets, whereas the skirms are just trying to do their best and at sniping the plumed archers. And yeah, I think Hera is just still sort of tactically very well set up for this game going forward.
It's like it, right? Another castle falls, the replaced one, and now we are attacking those barracks on the outside. Ah, such a nice line of production here, and just feels like skirmishes are such a good unit right now because Mr. Yo is so starved on gold.
He's starved on gold, and he's also kind of starved on barracks numbers. I mean, he's got 15 halbs in the queue, but he only has 7 barracks, which is actually not that many at this stage in the game, and especially with the unit turnover rate being so high, as you're just losing halbs left and right to the hand cannons and skirmishers.
Yeah, just feels like it. We're basically only producing from the back right now. The ones at the front can't really be used. Skirmish just doing such a beautiful job. And now we see, or maybe a switch into skirmishes for Mr. Yo.
Well, they're not going to do anything versus the Paladins, but I think at this point, Yo is betting on his opponent being unable to really keep up with Paladin production in the long run, and it's not like Hera's Paladin numbers are going to be super good. He's kind of low on gold, although he could just grab guilds and then sell a bunch of food.
Yeah.
Do get guilds at half food cost.
Oh, yeah.
It is an eco upgrade. You can get it in Castle Age, too.
Okay. Oh, yeah, saving some. Certainly an interesting move.
But I mean, this is it is honestly reminiscent of the the old Persian army composition of just mass hand cannons and paladins.
Okay.
And I mean, we're hitting 9k army value to 2.9k. Mayans, like historically on this map, were good in that they could just snowball in an like early Imperial Age advantage just massively. But now we have a bunch of other civs that have such good economies that can sort of keep up with Mayans and just hold out to post-Imperial Age, where you are just not really with the most powerful army in the game.
Yeah, I'm also not that sure about it anymore. Like, the boom isn't better, your end army isn't better. What were you hoping for that you run into where you feel like, okay, Mayans is the clear win here? It's a pause for me, by the way.
Yeah, pause for me as well.
Okay, they're typing something. Let's see what's
Sorry,
up.
go.
Ah, yeah, okay. Just a short Hera pause.
And, yeah, I mean, hand cannon's doing so much work. Getting that extra bonus damage with Burgundians is quite helpful. 7 hand cannons had 49 kills across them before some of the hand cannons die. That's pretty wild.
Wow. Now the 5 left have 33, so some heroes really died there.
Oh, yeah, that's, this goes to show that hand cannons, they are not bad, especially when they are Burgundian hand cannons. As Hera, with fewer villagers than his opponent, but he doesn't need as many villagers. He has a massive bank, and that just gives him more pop space for a more powerful army, and Yo is just getting pushed back further and further and further into his base.
Oh, feels like it, but he's losing so much ground that the trap's becoming really efficient now. Can take out those barracks, and even wood control might be a problem, at least at the right-hand side.
Yeah, and that is certainly not going to be ideal. Yo is mass chopping the wood on the left side, and Mayan's able to get a little bit more out of those resources, which is helpful, but I'm still just not seeing that army value get anywhere close as Hera continuing to push in. He only has 2 more paladins on the way, mind you. It's an army of almost entirely skirmishers at this point, with just a few hand cannons mixed in.
But he's just tracking all the skirms of
Yeah.
Mr. Yo right now. Just like 15 skirms losing to like 3-4 paladins. Mr. Yo, oh god, that was really rough. And now he's sitting at only 11. And then he's not winning against 60 plus skirms of Hera.
Yeah, it turns out if you throw enough skirms at the problem, it'll go away. And that is exactly what Hera is doing. He's ahead by 40 pop on Mr. Yo. He's now starting to switch over into the Hussar that he is so well known for. But when you have almost 11k food in the bank, I mean, it's usually just a good idea in general.
Well, let's see if he needs to do it, because he's plus 40 population right now. Halberdiers is the only queue we really have. How many barracks does he have? It's like, the queue looks
5.
so weird. Is it only 5?
He's got 59 halbs queued up.
Ay. Just losing them so quickly.
Oh, it's the units are dropping dead as soon as they get out of the production buildings, and the production buildings themselves keep on getting destroyed, which is just, exacerbating this problem even more as Hera's making his victory march towards his opponent. The king is in the back of Yo's base. Probably won't be a factor here, but it's still something to consider. It's not too far off.
Do we know if Hera actually went for vineyards in the end? Golden Come looks quick enough, right? To be more than 5 relics?
Well, only capture 8 showed it, man.
Maybe it's slower. Doesn't look like it, right? With 49 farmers?
No, he did not get vineyards.
Yeah, he did not get. Oh, somewhat costly.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a strong, unique tech. Just especially since you have the castle right there for you.
Oh man, Mr. Yo and his fighting spirit obviously really wants to get some primetime hours here. Knows that every single game counts, but has to type the SGGF.
Well, SGGF indeed. It's great to see Hera not only back and playing AoE2, but looking pretty sharp in doing so.
Yeah, really, really impressed as well. Look at that, 586 halberdiers being built. KD, absolutely horrible for Mr. Yo there. He built more halberdiers than he killed units of his opponent. Hera with 350 skirmishers, finding quite some kills. And we have to question the Civ choice of Mayans.
We really do. And I think another... relevant to the whole Mayan thing, army high of 99 for Hera and only 70 for Yo, you would think that in the Civ matchup that those numbers would be reversed. Like usually with Mayans you would have fewer villagers but more military units because your army is cheaper. Yo even with way more techs researched, but Hera's simply able to just bulldoze his opponent with paladins and skirms and hand cannons.
Not that much more gold, actually. So Yo had to use the market quite a bit there, apparently. And yeah, just felt really, really well played by Hera. And he takes the first W, but obviously by the rules of the tournament is not allowed to play the 3v3 in game 3 now.
Indeed not. So we'll have to see who AM are going to be putting up for that one. But still, taking game number 1 in this full 5-game set. So all 5 games are getting played. And that means 2v2 Arabia is next.
Yeah, we drew the maps before on, I think, last Wednesday or something. Wednesday evening. And there are some sets that will be really bad for AM. Like lots of water maps, lots of closed maps. I think this one is reasonable for them. Although enclosed and lowland could be campy ones as well.
Well, we'll have to see how they start performing in the team game side of things. And as we start getting into, the first of the team game series here, what do you think about the new civs as far as team games go? Because I feel like all of them except Bengalis sort of slot in well to either like a flank or pocket role.
I still mixing them up so much. I think I will most likely just see them and then see how they're playing out. And I also like some civilizations are good on land, but you kind of cannot play them on land because they're also really good on water if we get into that. So today, this set is only land, but so many others are having so much water in there as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we will 100% be seeing Dravidians on water maps as they are just so good. They've got great fishing ships. They get extra wood upon hitting the next age. They've got a full dock tech tree, and they've got their Thirasadai unique ship.
Okay. Hera said Lyri and Hera will play the 2v2. That means that Hera and Lyri cannot play game number 5.
All right.
So they're going for arguably their strongest composition?
Yeah, possibly. It's kind of hard to tell with AM, considering that their players are in a sort of perpetual state of being both in shape and out of shape as far as goes.
And it will be against Lux and Mr. Yo. Ooh, okay.
Everybody bringing out the big guns.
Feels like it. Although, is Lux on Arabia the big gun? Or would you rather want to see someone like Vivi play there?
I mean, I think it's just a matter of what you feel comfortable with. I think it would be unlikely that we would see, like, maybe 2 of the new civs at once. Maybe they would try and, spread them across several different games because there's a lot of overlap there. So maybe it's going to be a matter of who feels the most comfortable with using these new civs. Because, I mean, well, they're new. So I'm sure all the different players have a different amount of time on them.
Just had to deal with the idiot to my chat, sorry. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're just going, maybe. I think I would hate to see it. But what do you think if you completely refuse to play the new civs to go for a strategy and just throw game 4, pick the 4 new civs and try to win the rest?
That would be sad.
That's an AM strategy potentially.
Oh, that is totally an AM strategy. What are these new civs? Just put them in game 4.
Yeah, and every game
Like
counts.
Real Age of Empires.
So, game is getting hosted. And yeah, I'm curious to see. So obviously MBL, Hart, and Nikov are still in the lineup as well. And we have on the other side Vivi, Paladin, and Bad Koala as the other options.
Yep. So pretty much your standard lineups for these teams.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it is a play all 5 set. So every game has value.
Yeah, there are no bans at all. Do they even own the DLC? Oh, that's true. You don't have to have the DLC. You can just have like one player have the DLC and they have to play the new civs. Oh no, you can only play up to 3 games. Yeah. So you have to have 2 players that own the DLC. Yeah.
I trust your word on as far as the back end of all that stuff goes.
Oh no, what do I want to do?
Plays the 3. Yeah, Hindustanis are not part of the DLC. They are the reworked Indian civ, so
but I counted them
are
as one of the new ones. Yeah. But I counted them as one of the new ones, so they have to be played in the set.
Yeah, and yeah. I think that's totally legit because they feel like a new civ. They feel like a rejuvenated civ. I enjoy Hindustanis so much more than old Indians.
Okay, why?
They feel much more cohesive. Indians, it felt really weird with them because your camels were like better in Castle Age, but even in like their imp camels didn't benefit from having plate barding armor, nor did their hussars. So it's like you're better in mid game but worse in late game. It was also kind of a redundant bonus compared to Turks. And yeah, like the whole shorefish bonus just made them like auto picks on maps where you went for the shorefish thing right away because you got more food more quickly and you had cheaper villagers, so you just kind of double dipped on those early food bonuses. And I think that the new Hindustanis are just much more cohesive.
Yeah, I can see that. So everyone in the room, I will ask them. Okay, Mr. Yo clicked in. And I think we should be jumping into the game pretty soon. Arabia 2v2. And I will leave them to it, I believe.
So, what's the over and under of the AM duo playing Frank's Mayans?
It could be Frank's Britons as well.
Oh yeah.
Or like, I think like...
Let's not go too wild now, Nelly.
Maybe they just played like Indians. I think like Indians, Mayans is fine as well, no?
Well, I mean, you are a bit weaker against the archer play, and on Arabia and other open maps, we really have seen the meta develop into being just super heavy archer play. Like, let's put down as many archery ranges as possible, and the Hindustani camels, although they attack faster, they don't really get that extra pierce armor, so I feel like they're still a little fragile.
Oh, they lost that bonus of the extra pierce. Yeah, then they're worthless, I believe. Oh, then you can't play them. Yeah. I just remember, like, especially like Russia always played them in Nations Cup, right? On Arabia, they played Indians plus Archer Civ, and they were really successful with that. Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's going to happen in the future.
Yeah. So now the Indian/Hindustani camels, they do attack 20% faster, so they are good. and you still have your imp camel, but your armor bonus is now for gunpowder units, which is actually also pretty helpful.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Hera's typing again. Not sure what takes so long. It's best of 5, so I use the forcive. It's all games played. Okay, Hera just asked, what happens if it's 3-1 and we didn't play all civs? Classic. So I think they won't pick any of the civs now, of the new ones now. Yeah.
Frank's mind. Let's go. Now, as far as like if you were to pick one of the new civs in a 2v2, I think you can totally go Dravidians, especially if there are no water maps, because they're just a solid archer civ.
Okay, that's the one. No, that's fast attacking skirms. No.
Yeah, that's fast. It's faster attacking skirmishers, extra 200 wood, fully upgraded arbalests, and hashtag called it. Hera and Leary, Frank's Britons.
Really? Oh god. Okay,
Yo's Franks and Lix's Dravidians. Like I was saying.
Ooh. Okay. Well, that's not how I intended this tournament to be honest. Okay, now I'm really cheering for WWP.
Hey, I mean, you get to say that this is the first time we are seeing one of the new civs in a, least relatively high tier tournament.
Yeah, that's true. We can hype the Dravidians, but is that like this will be so weird if they just play throwaway in the 4v4s. I think they will get completely ruffle stomped by people that will get prepared at least day like 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah, 100%. But it's still day one, and this is a 4-day round robin thing, so yeah, I hopefully they'll be able to learn. I know that I personally want to see elephant archers.
Let's see. How they are really good against archers, but they are not doing that crazy damage against knights, right? It's only +1.
They don't get any bonus damage. Now. Helps when you to learn stuff when you make in-depth YouTube videos on the units so that you can learn them. But yeah, Ellie archers not get no bonus damage, but Dravidian Ellie archers get the extra attack speed, so they actually fire as fast as Ethiopian arbalests and whatnot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well then, some people will jump to this point and don't really know about those civilizations. We will have Hera playing as his Franks and Leary Britons, something we have seen multiple times. Mr. Yo with Franks and Lux with Dravidians. Maybe for some people that skipped out between games, you can maybe explain a bit how Dravidians are a good choice here.
All right, so Lix is playing the new Civ Dravidians, and they are going to be a relatively solid archer civilization. And when we have 2v2s in Age of Empires, it's almost always you have one Cav Civ and one Archer Civ, at least on open maps. And Franks are obviously going to be the Cav Civ, Britons the Archer Civ for Leary. Dravidians, how will they compete versus Britons? Well, they get 200 extra wood upon reaching the next stage, so bam, a free archery range and one archer worth of wood. Your skirms attack faster, probably not going to be super relevant in a 2v2 setting, although it is very powerful for 1v1s. It also applies to elephant archers, like I was saying. And then you do have just a nice strong push in late game, cheaper barracks upgrades, so you can get your halbs going. You've got bombard towers, and of course you've got your swingy swing Urumi swordsmen, which are absolutely amazing.
Yeah, aren't they considered to be broken right now, or maybe too strong at least?
Well, they kill everything.
Like, I played against them in a
how should I put this?
Pretty powerless.
They kill everything.
It's basically a melee unit, or like an infantry unit with charge attack. And they're so good.
The big thing is that their charge attack deals blast damage.
Mm-hmm.
So think about it like a charge attack sort of mini localized bombard cannon hit.
Okay.
Except it also, with the Woot Steel tech, which allows their infantry and cavalry units to ignore armor, it means that your blast attack is doing, the full damage no matter how much armor the enemy units have.
Yeah, and now some people feel like, oh, wouldn't it be good to build archers against them? And yeah, technically archers or later arbalests aren't a bad choice. But Dravidians also getting faster shooting skirms, so they have a good counter to your counter.
Yes, they do, and they are a really fun civ in general. The first game of the DLC, I just went for triple range elephant archers, and it was like 3 elephant archers, and I was able to deal with like 15 crossbowmen.
Oh god. Wow. Yeah, well, it's certainly a civilization that we need to figure out a bit more. And also really aggressive civ, right? We've seen lots of like men-at-arms, skirm openings. I think that will be pretty damn brutal. Not really sure. I think Castle Age is where they fall off a bit, right?
Yeah, they have the saddest stable tech tree of any civ that has a stable.
Yeah.
I mean, you have no bloodlines, no husbandry, no plate barding armor, and only light cav and non-elite battle elephants.
It's really, really sad. Yeah, I know I once switched, like, and it was a skirm war, and I thought, like, wow, surprise! I reached Castle Age with double stable. Well, it was as sad as Mr. Yo's Borlur.
Feels bad, man. Wait, was that the... Oh, yeah, that was his other boar. Killed it with the TC.
What? Killed it with the TC? No, he lost the villager, is what I meant.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong player.
Okay, Mr. Yo in the red trunks.
Yep.
Oh, double scout attack at the top against Leary. Let's take a look. We have Loom against this. Now walled in the villager. And I think it could be a double kill.
Units bugging out a little bit. Why would you wall in the enemy units?
What is happening here, Leary? You could save your will. Leary, you could save your will. Why is he losing 2 villagers?
It's like he insured the...
No! He did! What?
Okay, there. Calm down, Leary.
Holy moly. 1 HP left.
That was really impressive and all, but he still lost a villager, and there was no reason that the villager should have been in that position in the first place.
Holy guacamole.
Like, he made an incredibly impressive save at a clutch moment, but, like, he should have never been in that situation in the first place.
Also, he had to lead, like, a 95% house, right? Oh.
Yeah. I don't know.
Austrian army works differently, apparently.
I guess.
Okay, only 2 on berries here for our Frank player that goes for the stable opening, most likely. So I'm a bit surprised. On the other side, Lux plays very Luxy things. Tight base for him, and we're expecting lots of archery ranges. And as you can see, already the adjustment, although we go for archers, only 7 on wood here.
Yeah, getting that extra 200 wood as soon as you hit feudal age, it is pretty sick. And that is allowing him to have 4 villagers on gold already, which, normally you don't have that many vills on gold that quickly. But he should have enough wood for 2 ranges, and that is exactly what he's going to do, at least I think. It could be ranged in a blacksmith, I suppose, but with 4 vills on gold, I think it'd be 2 ranges, yeah.
Yeah, makes lots of sense, especially in team games. Distance is a bit longer, you don't go for the super aggression, and, well, you simply feel, okay, numbers are so important, you can delay the upgrade a bit more compared to the, okay, sometimes we fight with 2 units against 2 unit scenarios that you sometimes see in 1v1s.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that the going for more units is considered greedier than going for a faster upgrade. But that's totally... No, you're totally right. That's how it works in a lot of 1v1 games.
Well, fletching is just a crazy thing, right? If you have like 3 units against 4 units.
Exactly.
Really tight base for Lux now. Will be tricky.
He's got all the resources he needs, though, so... I think it's fine.
Parry's included as well. Not sure why he's rushing those walls out so much. Building it with 4 villagers right now. Make it 6 villagers. He is really scared. And Scout's not even going into his direction. They're going over to Mr. Yo, who's also walling with 4 villagers. God, they're scared.
Well, just trying to get yourself as defended as possible in like the early stages of a team game. It is pretty important, I think, especially if you're the Cav player, because your ally can't get to you quickly. So that's why we see the Cav player attacked more often than not. Your mobility isn't as useful defensively, but we are here with scouts. There are 3 for Hera, as well as the starting scout of Leary, who is now sending his archers and spearmen across the map because it's Leary and he does those sorts of things. Some quick walls here for Mr. Yo are going to be sufficient for the time being, but a spearman is going to die.
How does Mr. Yo only have 2 scouts at home, while Hera already has 3 at his base? 4th one coming now.
Also, Yo is behind 3 vills compared to Hera.
Wow. Really? Like, he lost one against the war earlier, but had to be quite some idle TC then.
46 seconds to 6 seconds, so... yeah, I mean, I guess it all adds up.
Okay.
Trying to take as good a fight as possible. But another spearman is here joining the party, but in comes Leary's archers.
This is brutal domination. Oy, 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 oy. This is ugly. And where are the archers? All at home. Archer count is really low. Where's the army of Lux?
Lux has 8 archers.
Ah, he has 4 close to Leary's base, but Leary already has his archers at home. Oh, this is really troublesome for Mr. Yo.
This is why you need those walls up. The scouts are going to overtake that villager, and she is going to go down, and that is something that Mr. Yo does not want to have happen at this point. And Leary having that scout along with his ally really does make this push just that much stronger. And these few archers and the spearmen, it means that they will just slowly pick away villagers behind palisade walls, so you do need to be extra careful. Yo with a lot of very low HP scouts.
Ooh, Leary lost all his army because he had to micro at the other side, though. That is really nice for Mr. Yo. Now not that scared anymore and could potentially close those walls. Whew! That was nice macro abuse and attacking Leary at the same time.
Yep. Villager count, though, still 5 in favor of AM, but mostly that is Hera, as everyone else has kind of been losing some bills here and there or having some eco-inefficiency. Meanwhile, Lix is just big chilling at home, grabbing a market at this point, and now we should be looking, I think, a bit more towards the Castle Age, and I think Hera, with his smooth eco, should be the first one clicking up.
Yeah, looks really good. Leary also only played 1 archer range, so should be a bit earlier as well. Double stable by Hera already, and looks pretty solid indeed. And I like the situation here for the AM boys, playing a pretty standard game, we have to say.
Yeah, I have to say, it looks pretty solid for AM.
You didn't.
I did.
Okay.
I don't know what else you would expect.
Well, my mistake probably.
But honestly, it's a little bit unfortunate for Mr. Yo. I took a quick look at the resources gathered, and Yo is a fair bit behind Hera, although Lix is ahead of Leary. And now with the power of the market, he is up on his way to Castle Age, and this is where I have to have all my hopes and dreams on Dravidian Elephant Archers.
Well, would be nice, but how do they add up in this army composition? I don't really see it. Like, there's still knights out, and
they're only slightly slower than archers.
Oh, really? Okay.
They have 0.9 movement speed base. No husbandry for Dravidians, but they still have the base movement speed as like a swordsman unit. And, 0.9 versus 0.96. Yeah, you're slower, but not by that much.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't mind it that much. What I wouldn't mind is Hera and Leary already axing the main goal of Mr. Yo, so that's likely to be the first angle of attack. And I just think with Hera and Leary, with the army and timing advantages, should be able to pressure this area quite nicely. Yeah,
we are having this interesting dichotomy of, for AM, the Cav making player, who's also making stable number 3, by the way, really wanting to hammer in this aggression, is going to be the first up to Castle Age, whereas it's the Archer player in Lix for WWP. So we'll have to see if Yo can be defended, as he is now adding in his second stable. I love that he's doing it in front of the gold mine, because you just really need to give yourself all the space possible, especially against Briton archers, which we have to keep in mind are here for Leary and will be better than the generic archers for Licks.
And now he is even forced into the tower, realizes, damn, this looks pretty ugly. And I think the tower could have been even placed a bit closer, because those archers now at the left-hand side can still harass this one.
Yeah, maybe place it like a tile or two forward. It's deleting a couple tiles of Palisade for stable number 3, so this is going to be all about that aggression. It's the 2v2 meta these days. University coming in now for Licks, really going to want to grab that ballistics upgrade, and we could be seeing some night dancing in the future.
Not unlikely. Crossbow half a screen away, and Leary, he wants to get his upgrade, still isn't doing crossbow. Second archer range really late by him, 21 minutes and still not finished. Well, let's see about the dance, but I think it will be enough knights, and looks out there a bit alone.
Ballistics almost in, 27 seconds off. And Leary going to be getting his crossbow an upgrade, and with the power of Britons, he should be able to take a pretty decent fight here. Leary himself is not going to have ballistics. But yeah, so you have chain barding armor, 0 knights are out on the field, and I feel like this is just going to be an absolutely crushing defeat for Licks.
It's very likely scouts debating quite a bit, buying some time. Ballistics helping out a bit, but Leary just dodging quite nicely, and this is going to be brutal now. Military count should be clearly in favor of AM after this clear up.
Oh yeah, and I feel like they being AMs, can just snowball this advantage for a win. I mean, that's usually what we see in 2v2s. I mean, we're just kind of in a situation where, okay, you look at Hera versus Mr. Yo. Hera's doing the same thing as Mr. Yo, but he's ahead. Leary versus Licks. Leary's doing the same thing as Licks, but he's ahead. So I don't see how WWP even plan on coming back in this one.
Also adding town centers, so the long run is better for them as well. And now the harassment at the gold. Let's see how much the tower is helping out. The knights popping, they have +2, but still not looking pretty.
Yeah, they lack husbandry, and they lack the forging upgrade, so your upgrades are still not as nice as they'd like to be. Now we have villagers getting pressured by those crossbowmen.
Okay, now the husbandry is coming in, but I don't think it should finish here. Stable is going down, and no gold control. Where's Yo moving? He has 1 gold at the right-hand side. Villagers are being sent out there, but that's going to be pretty exposed.
He does have a market, so he can, use it in the short run to continue his knight production as best he can, but it's still just looking so grim, because I don't see Hera and Leary slipping up in their unit control to the point where they would just take a massive loss, and that's kind of what WWP need if they want to come back in this game.
Oh, now they're pushed away from the wood line, so not going to be the easiest thing there. And now we see the engagement at the front, and yeah, as you said, pretty unlikely that AM is going for major missteps, now adding more town centers behind this, so they don't really want to finish. They're even playing the long run. I think the old super hungry AM players would have added like stables and archer ranges and tried to finish this one. I think they could have.
I think so as well, but they're massively ahead, and this is sort of the safer play, because there's always just like some chance that you take a bad fight. I mean, no player is immune to it. But right now they're just raiding. They're getting even more damage in. And we really just have to sort of question I think just the decision to play very defensive, but then not being fully walled. Like, if you're going to go for the full walls, you need to be fully walled before your enemy army shows up. And then beyond that, it's like Britons versus Dravidians. Which is the better full archer civ? Well, Britons. So, no joke, I feel like playing for elephant archers would have been better. Like, I'd rather do that and risk losing because elephant archers are just, a weird unit, rather than just play straight crossbowmen versus Britons and lose because you're just worse at doing that.
Yeah, maybe a different choice could have been something there. It just felt like the game was already heavily in favor of the AM guys at like minute 13, and from there on, it just felt like AM is in full control. Also, I felt like Lux trying to make something happen in the center of the map there. Felt very risky. Maybe a risk they needed to take.
I agree. It was a risk they needed to take because Lick sitting at home doesn't do anything. Unless he like had added TCs right away, but then he wouldn't have an army to protect his ally, and then Yo would have died. I mean, this is just the 2v2 meta. It's super aggressive, super snowbally, and games are usually decided in early mid-feudal age.
Well, I think we will see one big fight here. Not really sure what's the condition here for Mr. Yo to really get onto knights again, though. He's on gold, he has some farmers now, but no stables left. They're trying to cut off reinforcements. It just feels like Leary should outdance this.
Yeah, this I don't think is going to be remotely an issue for Leary. Here they go, taking a big fight. There is Thumb Ring in for yellow, so they at least have that, I guess. Yeah, there. It's Super Turbo GG, and AM will take a quick and pretty decisive 2-0 lead in this 5-game set.
Oof, Hera winning twice, Mr. Yo losing twice. And now we will go into the 3v3s. Hera and Yo not allowed to play. And will we see AM switch it up a bit more? Will be interesting to see. This one looked really dominant with the old civs.
Yeah, I mean, this just looked like, okay, we're looking at some 2v2 tournament from 2020, and it's just Hera and Leary just murdering everybody with just straight up, meta civs, meta army, but just execution down to a T.
Yeah, just looked so pretty. Those first scouts out there, and it just felt like Yo, he not walling in time might have already cost him the game there.
Yeah, and it's like the AM guys didn't even go for the walls. Like they forwent walls just so that they could have that much cleaner and smoother the early game aggression. And at that point, when you're making that investment, Palisade walls, 3 wood now, it's just you can't afford to do that and slip up.
Mr. Yo didn't really get onto the gold that he needed, and obviously not the greatest KDs. Lurks with an okay castle age timing, but simply couldn't find the damage there. 3v3 and closed next. Ooh, that could be a long game.
I'm trying to remember. Enclosed is like hideout, but without the walls, right?
And with the small river area there.
Oh, yeah.
It's originally, I think, Red Bull 3 map, I would think. Something like that? Maybe Red Bull 4? I
don't know.
Whew. So what are the lineups? Going to be pretty interesting now. I will take a look. And it can't be Mr. Yo. It can't be Hera. So we will see new players here for sure. As we all know, lineups are pretty stacked on both sides. So something like Vivi, Lux, Bad Koala could be a choice. Paladin, another option. On the Aftermath side, we could see Leary, Nikov, MBL, Hard. Crazy options on both sides.
Oh, yeah. In the last 3v3 tournament, we did have AM winning with the Nikov, MBL, Leary lineup. So I think that would be a pretty safe bet. Hart could be joining the party for some extra spice. But for WWP, I feel like it's a team that's always been based around Mr. Yo, just being such a strong player. And without him, I feel like this could be just very heavily favoring AM again.
Let me organize someone to host because they are not really working on that too well. Who hosts? Yeah, it's obviously pretty unfair to you that you're talking while I'm trying to admin, and then I'm jumping like, yeah, I agree on the.
Nah, don't worry, man. Do not worry. We're just here. We're just enjoying some nice Age of Empires, and nothing wrong with that. Lovely Monday morning. Also, I appreciate you foregoing Monday for, my benefit, because my German isn't really up to scratch, unfortunately.
Well, you're actually like, you don't speak any languages, right? I like other languages than English. I view you as so knowledgeable, but you're more like the history guy.
Yeah, that's more my cup of tea. But I mean, I took 4 years of French in high school, and I'm 3 semesters into Korean. So,
ooh.
But I mean, I'm an American. I'm American. I go places and expect people to
understand
speak English to me.
Yeah. Okay, then I will say, please host. It's a standard map that you will have. No map pack needed. 2 minutes back delay and hidden sieves on. At Nikov, MBL. Oh, MBL isn't even in the lobby. Leary? Leary neither. Hart maybe? No, Hart neither. Okay, then let's add Nikov.
Now I think would be a good time to bust out Bengalis. Feel like enclosed, well, it's in the name, and being able to just boom into elephants, or maybe just going fast Castle Ratha, it could work. It could work.
I'm curious. It's not that easy to wall yourself, and you have to protect on gold.
That's true. That's true.
So Nikov was casting, and now is... Didn't he host me before we started? He hosted me an hour ago, and he was streaming? I'm confused.
I just live in a permanent state of confusion. I just wait for games to start.
Okay. Yeah. He was streaming in English. He restarted in Spanish. Wow, okay. Weird. But like, why can't he host the game? Why does like restarting the game stop him from doing that?
I don't know.
Room ID. Is there a mandatory stream delay? Yes, 2 minutes.
So when we're looking at civs that are not the new civs, I mean, I never watched much of the Red Bulls. I guess you're still looking at a lot of feudal aggression, potentially.
Enclosed, yeah. The one in the pocket is like really safe. I think if you build a defensive tower, you're also like reasonably safe. I think you can actually skip quite a bit. Also, like one player going for galleys make lots of sense, I believe.
Yeah, certainly. So we could see something like Italians, who are just a decent flank civ in their own right, and also have that good galley potential. Or Vikings, of course.
Portuguese, something we've seen multiple times. Yeah. But
Yep.
Vikings are considered to be good. Also, like, we have one of the new civilizations having a wild, unique ship, right? How good is that one?
The Tirasadai? Yeah, I did a bunch of testing with it. Those guys are chonkers, man. They annihilate galleons and they die super hard to fire ships, but you do get fully upgraded heavy demos with Dravidians.
Oh, okay. Why do they destroy multiple projectiles? Oh. Okay.
Yeah, think of it as a big galleon. It's just a big galleon with 250 HP.
Okay. Oh, 250. A galleon has
Yeah.
165. Okay. Way more armor as well.
Yep.
Ooh, more attack, more melee armor.
They also get bonus damage against ships.
Plus
So
8.
that's why galleons die even harder.
But no, with the ship's galleon has plus 11 and the Tirisadae has plus 9.
Yeah, but they also have the anti ship armor, like fire ships.
Oh, did
Not as much
I
as fire
confuse
ships.
rock slide and enclosed?
I think you did, but I don't know enough to actually contradict you.
Okay, let's take a look. Enclosed.
I thought enclosed just had like some gravel or something. Like you had the gold mine on the outside, but
Enclosed. Ah, maybe it's without the river. Yeah. It's the same thing, but without the river. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, then let's stop the water talk.
no more water. We haven't mentioned Hindustanis or Gujaras yet. Could see them just as making camels and whatnot. Maybe even some Shivamsha riders if we see Gujars.
Like, what's the problem with Nikov? Why can't he host? Yeah, I really need to watch all the Spirit of the Law videos from the new expansions. Maybe we'll do that before the stream tomorrow.
You could watch the Ornlu videos.
Oh, really? You have some?
I did deep dives on all the units.
How long are your videos?
Like 20 minutes.
Oh, that's too deep of diving. I can only hold my breath like 40 seconds. How can I deep dive for 20 minutes?
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I haven't still gotten around to Hindustanis yet as well.
Okay.
But
finally ID is up.
The Gulams are pretty sick.
I will join the game and push it a bit. I thought like, oh, I'm working with experienced players.
Oh, come on, Nilly. You know better than that.
Yeah. I'm a bit stupid. Yeah. So it's basically like Oasis, but you can't wall properly. So it's very, very much like the hideout no wall map that you said. Yeah. You were so right. So MBL
Let it be known that on
Nikov,
this day, Ornlu was right about something.
Nikov MBL Leary is the lineup.
Makes sense.
And on the other side, it should be... Who could be sitting out? It has to be like Lux and Vivi have to play.
Yeah, 100%. And then either Paladin or Bad Koala.
Paladin is in there.
Okay.
So very likely Lux, Vivi, Paladin lineup. I planned 3 hours per set. Feels reasonable right now. We're 1.5. Oh no, we are over already.
Yeah.
And we have the long ones to go. Oi. Whoopsie.
Well,
Good for Slam.
it's just ironing out the process here, you know. It's just the first set of the first day. I'm sure subsequent sets are going to be more streamlined, he said with no confidence.
Paladin. Team coming. Yeah, the weird thing is because I think Enclosed and Lowland both could go 1 hour plus.
Oh, yeah.
And we also had a super short game. Like, where did the time go? We only started like 10 minutes late, no?
Yep. And it was just a lot of waiting.
Okay. Well, let's try to figure that out for the future. Waiting for the lobbies? Yeah. Like, this between game 2 and 3 is unreasonably long now.
Yeah. Yet again, I've just been spending the past month casting 4v4 Black Forest tournaments, so, you know, I'm used to waiting. Or the best was when, I don't know if you were watching Nilly, but when one team picked the wrong civ, so the other team got to pick their civ in the restart, and then in that game, the team that got to pick the other team's civ picked the wrong civ themselves.
Ooh.
It was the double fail, so they just scratched that and just everyone got to play the civs they wanted to.
But why aren't they just picking the same civs like they did in game 1?
No, that's what they did.
Okay. But
so in the end, they picked all the civs that they were originally going to do.
But no, that's not how it should work, I believe. So Bad Koala is in there. So Vivi is not playing.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. So, but at least everyone should know who is playing when then.
I like your optimism.
Yeah, maybe I will need to change the rules for tomorrow.
What would you do to streamline this?
Well, in other tournaments, like obviously the rulebook is you have to keep the waiting time between games as short as possible.
I agree.
Yeah, that's in rulebooks of all big tournaments. Maybe I should have gone. Maybe I should have. Made a big rule book then, if people don't behave.
I would like to think that having that clearly stated in the rules would make this process more quick, but...
Well, you will just punish them with money for that long till they learn.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Please get the game going.
Start the game already.
Okay. Let me delete all the messages in general. Okay, seems like we can start soon. Players.
Huzzah!
Added new rule. Players are asked to start games with as little delay as possible. Okay, seems like everyone is ready, and we can start the game pretty soon. And yeah.
Watch this be like a 10-minute game.
Would be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it's obviously like super disrespectful, and If that's happened. Like, we weren't on their stream, right? I was just told what they apparently did. I didn't check it up on myself.
Yeah. It is unfortunate. Here we go. So we don't have any new civs, Nilly, but we do have some very interesting civs. So I'm at least satisfied. And we also have a bunch of unique civs.
Berber, Chinese, Ethiopians. So they're clearly going from pretty standard play. On the other side, Khmer, Pocket, Saracens, Lithuanian flank. Why do we put Lithuanian flank there for Bad Koala?
It must be all of the Rage Forest, man. Like, it's funny that I'm just so used to seeing Lithuanians played on flank now, even though that makes no sense on maps that are more open.
Also, why is Bad Koala's rating so bad? He's at 2k rating. Rank 270.
He's better than that.
Yeah, he should be.
I mean, Bad Koala is easily a top 100 player.
Weird stuff. Paladin also
but I'm
not
not
ranked
even
in
1800.
1v1.
Feels bad.
What do you mean?
I said, but I'm not even 1800.
Okay. Obviously, we're hoping to iron stuff out for the future.
But it's all fine, Nilly. You know, you and I get the chance to catch up, have some fun dealing with admin situations.
Yeah. Your definition of fun is different than mine.
I have no definition of fun.
Oh, really? It's that bad. Okay.
All right, here we are.
Are we here?
Yes.
Yes.
Huzzah.
Okay, capture keeps crashing on me, but
oh,
just go ahead.
Okay. So everybody, for when Nilly gets everything back up and running in just a moment, we are in game number 3 in this play all 5 set between WWP and AM, with AM looking very dominant so far, but it's been a 1v1, a 2v2, and now it is a 3v3. And yeah, up 2-0 so far. We have AM, MBL joining the party for the first time. He's going to be the blue Chinese on the left flank of Enclosed. Pocket is going to be Nikov as the green Berbers. And the other flank will be Leary in the cyan as the Ethiopians. And their opponents, looking to make the grand comeback, will have Lix in the red as the Saracens on the right flank. Paladin joining the party, and he's going to be the yellow Khmer in the pocket. And Bad Koala, the interesting purple Lithuanians on the left flank.
Quite interesting to see Lithuanians. We still think that on the outside, going for archers and Pocket going for like scouts, night play, feels very, very standard here. But Lithuanians not really shining at that. Also, we don't think that the early drush is like a super good strategy. Yeah, distance is short, but it's so easy to have some tight walls. Oh, will be weird. Maybe trying to pressure the opponent away from the berries.
There is, you know, one thing with Lithuanians, and what I think is a possibility here is that WWP think they are just, you know, outgunned, so to say, when it comes to just skill level, especially without Mr. Yo or Vivi. With Saracen team bonus, we could see Lithuanians go up on, like, you know, 17 pop double archery range and just start punching through palisades and whatnot. You know, completely deny your opponent of gold income, because on this map you do have all of your mineral resources on the outside of your little, well, enclosure. We could just see something really aggressive here.
Yeah, I think could make lots of sense. Distance, as we mentioned, is pretty short. Saracen's obviously doing a good job of maybe fast castling, easily breaking those walls if they go for it, but you need the army advantage, and I don't really see that happening against Ethiopians, against Leary.
It's going to be tough for sure because, well, Leary with any sort of archer civ is pretty terrifying to go up against. And then Nikov with the Berber pocket. This is definitely going to be more Castle Age oriented, which I think, considering the map, should be fine. And then, you know, MBL Chinese. I mean, it's just very sort of standard meta civs from AM. What we would expect, and I think really it's going to be all eyes on WWP for what the heck they're doing, because Lix is already grabbing Loom.
Okay.
Not too sure why.
Is he? What time are you at? Oh yeah, he
5:30.
had Loom. 5:30. It's kind of weird. Okay, now a villager moves out. No. I'm at 5:40 now as well. Maybe just moved out to get to the berries and felt okay without Loom. It's just unsafe. They got punished with the early scout attack. Oh no, they were the ones punishing earlier. Huh.
Well, a little bit of a scout scuffle on the right side, but villager being brought over for Leary will force away the scout of Lix. Nothing too crazy as far as that goes. Nice for MBL that the deer are fairly close to his mill, so he can just send some villagers out and gather from those.
Most of the others
look at this.
Pushed. What's
like I was thinking, 17 pop up for Bad Koala.
Ooh, okay. Sends 2 villagers out now. Oh, there will be some aggression. Will we tower this area? I think that's not really an option, right? I think we have to open like barracks and then 1 archer range. Maybe 1 archer. Not on gold yet.
That would be my guess. Could go for Spearman Skirmisher. Go full classic Chinese style from Voobly days. You know, Lithuanians, faster moving Spearmen and Skirmishers. It could work, honestly.
Let's take a look here. Now being chased down. Oh, Bad Koala. That's a mistake. What's happening with the scout here? But MBL not really punishing.
Nothing's happening with the scout. He's fine.
Now trades off. Nikov, Dark Age though, and Bad Koala trying to harass a bit. Archer range out. MBL walls himself in.
Nikov's also going for a fast castle, and is going to be the only player to do so. He's got a bunch of fills queued up. He's on 24 pop. And, I mean, it makes sense considering Berbers. I mean, Berbers would want to just skip Feudal Age if possible. But it is going to perhaps leave his ally quite vulnerable, because there's no way that Leary can get all the way across the map. It means that MBL is going to need to put on a pretty stout defense all by his lonesome.
And he's open still. MBL isn't fully walled. Scout, Spearman could go in. Now with the first tower here. Ooh, that's going to be tricky. First skirm out is not opening with the archer though.
Nope, it's just the full Spearman Skirmisher rush. Remember that towers were buffed in the last patch in Feudal Age, so now they have 850 HP, so they're a little bit stronger. But with all of these villagers being brought to bear, well, not really a whole lot you can do to stop that. These trash units are just not strong enough. Archery range now coming in for MBL. Looks like Lix actually was able to win the Scout War over Leary, and it looks like they're also just going with a much more standard archer play on the right side.
Yeah, right side is nothing too unusual to be expected here. Second archer range on the later side for Leary. You can see Lux with a clean opening there. Wall's not finishing at MBL side. Now tries to rush out the tower. 2 villages around. Skirms, and some of those villas already lost some HP. I'm not 100% sure the tower goes up.
It's not going up very quickly, that's for sure. There's a Spearman right on standby, and even gets a poke in on the Scout of MBL. He's got some archers queued up, but even then, it's a little rough, and the first Vil goes down. Bad Koala. He is treating MBL like a eucalyptus leaf.
What?
Because, you know, that's what koalas eat. The only thing they eat.
Ooh. Okay. MBL with some losses there. I think he lost like 2... units there, I believe. Or like 2 villagers early on. Now towers still around and those villagers are trapped. So MBL will be even, I believe, and could be ahead in villagers because ILTC for Bad Koala is massive.
Oh yeah, it's not great to say the least, and that villager that's forward will go down. AM with a net 5 villager lead at this point. Got a couple scouts going on the right side, so it's pretty much Bad Koala, you do your thing against MBL, and the right side is going to play like a much more standard 2v2.
Is it a 2v2 though? It's one player going fast castle.
It's more like the 2v2s I play with T-West.
Okay.
Where one of us gets defeated. There has seriously been like 3 games in the last month I've played with T-West where one of the 2 of us gets defeated, but we still win.
Oh god. Okay. That's a rare one. Yeah.
Oh man. Well,
3 players on Nikov now. But he's with the tower. He should have safe farms at home. Not too many though. I think he will be fine. Second stable now being dropped. And the moment he gets like 2 knights out, he easily clears this.
yeah, and the second stable is on the way. I don't like its position being all out there and exposed and whatnot, but I guess it's going to be all... No, I lied. I'm a filthy liar. The stable is not going to be okay.
Well, maybe the stable inside could have been option instead. Still cancelled,
Yeah.
right? Only 24%. Now more villagers have to go home. MBL not really helping either. Just one spearman at home. Is MBL already thinking about castling this? He's going for some archers, but that's it. Stays at home.
Well, he's still quite far away and only 11 on food, so it would be a while before he does actually get to the castle age, but with his pocket getting castle age, being Berbers, he should be able to afford plenty o' knights, and that is going to be the case. And conversely, Paladin is not quite up to the castle age just yet, is almost ready to click up after that one last villager, and there's going to be a nice little timing window where AM should be able to go on the aggressive.
And where do you go? Do you go into Bad Koala's direction or do you go into Luke's direction?
I feel like you go into Lick's direction because Bad Koala's already in a terrible spot due to the super hyper aggro. And because this map is so open, despite being named enclosed, if you're able to just do a bunch of damage to Licks, I think the game is essentially just won for you at that point.
Okay, the question is, can you do enough damage? Knights now coming over, not a lot of upgrades on them, but the tower will help with the defense, and it feels like Leary pretty much reset military-wise, down to the 3 HP archer. Now the knights, after getting the +1 defense, should be able to clear this one up. They indeed go the Lux side.
Well, at the base of Paladin, MBL actually snuck 4 archers, was able to get a villager kill, make that possibly 2, forcing Bills to stay at home. So that's already a nice little win and sort of putting the enemy pocket even a bit further behind.
And he even goes to Lux, doesn't stay there. That's a bit surprising.
Oh, now Nikov going on the aggressive, just has the +1 defense. Couple spearmen to help out, but it's already doing a lot to sort of equalize this army count. And now, yeah, the knight running around. Another spearman is joining the fray. Oh, we gotta be careful. Don't want to run into the TC, but more knights are showing up to the party. And this is just a really tough defense.
Okay. Well, Leary simply losing so many archers means they can't really pressure this one too much right now. 30 seconds away from getting castle age here is Mr. Lux. And this is going to be, I think, a hold for now. It feels weird to say it.
I mean,
no,
MBL
archers at the top by MBL.
Yeah, those are the ones that are at the base of Paladin. They have 4 kills to their name already. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O! Crossbowman coming in, as well as Bodcanero, but Lix is already losing a massive amount of villagers. He's like 13 behind his opponent, and it is a veritable rainbow at his base. And the issue is that I don't really think Bad Koala can do anything to pressure on the other side. He's been mostly focused on getting his eco back up and going. He's on his way to Castle Age, pretty similar timing to MBL, but just doesn't have anything to contribute militarily.
Bad Koala's getting owned by the Komodo Dragon. You lost 3 units, and now the scum is finally killing it there. Oh.
Komodo dragons are scary.
Yeah, apparently. Oh, God.
Well, crossbowman now forcibly ejected from the burning archery range. Yellow trying to come in with some knights. They have Bloodlines +1/+1. Nikov is still only at just the +1 defense upgrade, but I mean, I thought AM should have gone for Licks, and they did, and you can see how well it's working out for them, as they are just so far ahead by around, 13 villagers and like 30 army.
Oh, God. Now all the crossbows dying. Archery range is falling as well. I think, he rebuilt 2 archery ranges in the back further here, Mr. Lux, but look at how inefficient he is on gold. Oh, no, that won't be a pretty fight.
It is, unless you're an AM fan, that is going to be a really pretty fight.
Oh, okay, I can see it, yeah.
Anyway, we still have Castle Age coming in, and it looks like it's going to be for the double knight play, as Bad Koala is on 2 stables, and, in the context of Lithuanians, that makes tons of sense, but in the context of the 3v3 meta, it makes very little sense. And, looks like, Leary sees a mess on the field, and there's only 1 unit to clean up a mess. And that's the newly buffed Genitor. I think that's just a misclick.
It just feels like this game could end here. Leary with the crossbows against Luke's crossbows, finding so many kills, splits away quite nicely. Gold is still exposed, and Berber Pocket obviously just like producing so nicely now, and population lead above 60.
Oh yeah, it is enormously snowballed. It's an aggressive map. Classic Civs for AM, doing what they do best, and just playing very solid Age of Empires. And honestly, it's just, WWP, they went for something wonky. They tried to do something different, but in the end, it felt like a skill level difference.
Yeah, well, the opening at the left-hand side just felt like MBL might be the best one to defend against rushes like those. He just keeps so calm, isn't scared of pulling in other villagers to defend it, and maybe the scouts needed to be on that side.
Oh wow, MBL almost finding the TC, but yeah, MBL's 4 archers honestly could have been the big determining factor in this win. They got 12 kills on them, whereas able to do a ton of aggression, and if this were a best of 5, that would be a 3-0 sweep for AM. Obviously, it is a 5-game set, but still, absolutely dominating performance from AM.
And every game counts, so if WWP still gets 2 and performs well in their other 3 sets, they can still easily win the whole tournament. So, well, still really important. And now we go into 4v4s and another 2v2. Likely that AM will now pick the 4 new civilizations.
I think that is reasonably likely.
Other 3 sets is what I wanted to say. And I also want to take a look at the statistics. How do I what?
I'm just thinking, how would you even go about the 4v4 with the new civs? But what's the map again?
I think Lowland.
Lowland. Maybe you go Gurjar Hindustani Pocket for Camel and maybe Shivamsha Riders, and then you go Dravidian flank and Bengali flank, and the Bengali flank goes for Fast Castle Rathas.
I'm not even sure if you think that much into flank direction, right? Isn't it like everyone walling themselves and then we are fighting for the center area?
Actually, I don't think I've seen Lowland team games. Is it like a Lombardia where all your TCs are cluttered together?
No, I think it's like spawning-wise a bit like Oasis, but obviously the center is the most important area.
Yeah.
Okay, Nikov already hosted. I will send a happy smiley about that. Nice.
Hooray!
Nice. Okay.
Also, indeed, that last game was shorter than the amount of time we spent waiting for it.
As I said, I added that in the rules. Won't happen again. At least won't happen again without good reason or money punishment.
Well, the good news is that we are pretty much guaranteed to see some new civs in this game.
We are guaranteed. We are guaranteed to see at least 3 new civilizations. 1 by WWP and 2 by AM. Most likely 4 by AM. That's what I would think.
Yep. Because then in Game 5 they can go Mayans Huns.
Hans Mayans? Or what else? Hans Mayans feels very reasonable. Sees the mountain. We have seen some Man-at-Arm opening in the past, but that was mainly 1v1 on Sees the Mountain.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So let's see how many players are in the lobby. 6 out of 8 already. Nikov Hera Leary, expecting MBL to join them as well. Yo Paladin Bad Koala in there, expecting Lix to join.
Sounds good.
Would be bad, I imagine, to only have 2 new civs open for the last game. Opponent can counterpick. That's true. Yep. That's why I think... I would assume AM go full new civilization mode here. And WWP has some way to move around.
I feel like WWP actually could use...
Now I want to know, but just finish your thought first.
I was just going to say, I feel like you can leave Hindustanis or Gujars for the last game and just use Bengalis and then the other one in this one, since you already used Dravidians.
I'm trying to check the other 4v4 maps for AM. Against Suomi, they will play Hideout. Against Baguettes, they will play Frontline. Well, I think the 4 new civs are fine. And against GL, they play Land Madness. I don't think they will play the 4 new civs on Land Madness against GL.
Yeah, that seems a bit like a death sentence. By the way, nice map pool for the tournament. Got a lot of fun and varied maps.
I kind of try to stay on only maps that the players already own. So simply like save us the trouble of someone not having the map pack, host trying to search for something.
Yeah. But I think it's a nice variety.
Nice. Also, we were fortunate, right? I drew everything on stream and could have been like 20 times Arabia.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, every map got included that was in the map pool. The only thing is like the 4v4 map, I think on the same day, like both 4v4s are frontline. And you never see them again. So if you miss that day, you will never see frontline. Oh. And if you only watch that day, you will be confused because every 4v4 is frontline.
But frontline's a fun one, so, I wouldn't complain.
I like frontline a lot. Like, I think I've only played it once or maybe twice. I've never cast it. Yeah. Maybe, no, I cast it in, it was the caster tournament in ECL times. With like, who was playing there? T90, Zero Empires.
Oh, yeah. I remember I was watching it then, because that was like just when I started casting.
Yeah, that was like 2017-ish. Who else was there? Resonance 22 was around, but didn't. I think Killer B. Oh, yeah, Major Quaros?
Yeah, Quaros. Cision played.
Cision, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. No.
Yeah, and it was you and no, I think Slam was casting it.
Katsuni was casting. I was playing. I don't think so. Stam and I were casting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Katsuni would surprise me. Was Katsuni really involved in the CL rotation?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Yeah. Maybe Mem played. No.
I would assume Mem played.
No. Okay, all 8 players in the lobby. Curious to see how this one will play out.
I'm just ready for elephants.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's in the name of the tournament, man.
Yeah, how many elephants did we see so far on Lu?
0.
Well, maybe once we see them, they might rise to victory.
Or maybe they'll just rise from the lowland to the highland.
Ooh. But in the lowland, there are all the resources.
That's true. They require a lot of them.
Okay, everyone picked their color. Everyone picked their team as well. So I'm expecting it to start pretty soon. Didn't Vivi leave AoE 2? Someone not watching my talk shows. Yeah, he lost. He left AoE 2, but then got so many donations asking him to go back to AoE 2 that he came back. And indeed, we see all new 4 civilizations for
Oh
AM.
boy, I am ready for this, man.
And we only see 1 new for Mr. Yo and 3 old ones. Therefore, WWP has to pick 2 new civilizations in Game 5.
But they can pick...
They will pick Bengalis and
Gurjars.
Gojaras in Game 5.
That's kind of a weird combo.
Ooh.
Bengalis just don't slot in well to your typical, open map.
Extra villagers? Better
civ
economy?
All I know is I love playing Bengalis because you just sit around and boom, and then you just make a bunch of elephants and then kill everything.
Oh, that's how it works. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Get Mahayana so you can have like 160 villagers and still have enough elephants.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's crazy. I like that tech actually.
It's a fun one.
Yeah. Maybe everyone goes elephant archers.
Well, per my deep dive on the elephant archer,
Ooh.
it's Gurjar elephant archers are pretty bad. But Bengali ones are pretty good. They're pretty tanky, and then the Dravidian ones fire super fast.
I will have to watch all those. So let's see what Captrage does for me after we join the game. Drum roll.
All right, I am in.
Ooh, so am I.
Alrighty.
Starting with a pause.
MBL.
Maybe he was still in the chess game.
Oh my god.
Checking tech tree. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yes.
Okie dokie. Then let's go ahead and tell us a bit about the civilizations, the positions, and what we can expect.
All right then. So we have AM rocking all the new civs, or the 3.5 new civs. Leary's going to be the Grey Bengalis on the left flank for AM, looking dominant so far. Nikov going to be the Cyan Hindustanis in the pocket. Hera is the Green Gurjars as the other pocket. And MBL is the Blue Dravidians on the right flank. And they'll be going up against WWP, who has Paladin in the orange as the Britons on the right flank. Yo is the Purple Hindustanis in the pocket. Bad Koala as the Yellow Berbers in the other pocket. and then Licks as the red Ethiopians on the left flank. So now it's going to be WWP this time with the much more orthodox civs. Now, what I think the big thing is it's going to be double camels or like camel plus Shrivamsha Rider. Just maybe actually go for mass Shrivamsha Riders. They're so good against archers.
Okay. Well,
From Gurjaras.
okay. Well, we'll see about that. The question that I ask myself is, will we see a sheep sling? Will people send sheep over to the Gajaras to generate more resources in the mills? AM?
Well,
Not really likely to be that team.
I feel like you're just kind of gimping yourself too much. And the amount of resources that the sheep generates is small enough that it's probably not worth it.
Really? Okay.
I mean, 8 sheep is like the equivalent of 1 relic if the relic was just generating food.
Okay. I heard like 1.5 villagers, so yeah. One relic roughly.
Yeah, that would be one relic.
But still, like, Yo is not even going for the mill. Like, he's not abusing it at all. He's just straight up playing.
Because he's Hindustanis.
Yo? Oh, wait. Terra Gajaras? Am I confusing the symbols? They're all like green and round? Okay.
Yeah. The Hindustani and Gujarati symbols are quite similar.
Okay. And I'm looking at him like, that feels so weird. Okay, so then we will take a look at them in the next game, because they're spawning really close together on Seize the Mountain as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be expecting a sheep sling there.
And Hera a little slow in finding his final sheep. I mean, personally, I think that Gujaras are one of the hardest civs in the game. Like, their Dark Age is probably even harder than Chinese.
Okay.
Just in turn determining, like, okay, when can you go for your sheep? Do you put all the sheep in the mill? Do you have to lure deer to even make anything efficient? Or, like, it's tricky.
I played them like 6 times already, I would think. I always go like 8 in the mill, push 1 deer, and then it feels really smooth, actually.
Oh yeah, I think they're super strong. It's just a matter of like figuring out what's optimal.
It feels so smooth and like so uncomplicated that I think like, especially like till 2K, I think this should be your go-to.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's like you never have idle TC. You're not forced to do anything. Take the boar at pop 6. Early mill, and you get so much food, right? Early 1.5 extra villagers.
Oh yeah, and it's good, and you just get more food in total because you get the forage bushes as well.
Yeah.
Interestingly, though, Hera is sending out the sheepers once the boar are depleted.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not just keeping them in.
Yeah, don't like that.
Yep.
Only pushed 1 deer as well. Think that was not needed.
So do you, in your games, have you been taking out the sheep? Or do you just keep them in all game long?
Or keep them in all game long.
Yeah, me too.
I think
I have no idea if it's optimal or not, but I don't know, it feels more fun.
That's how I envision it. Well,
Yeah.
by the way, we didn't talk about the map yet. Lowland. Obviously, we are all starting on the highland and have very limited gold and stone. That's why we're trying to go down and get some more control of extra resources. That's basically where we will have the major fights most of the time when people try to expand in early Castle Age.
Yep, we're going to be seeing a lot of extra TCs down over there, as the highland of the map only contains your starting gold and stone, and there's not much of it. And then wood, of course. But still, in early game, we should be imagining that something fairly aggressive is going to happen.
Oof, something like a villager kill already here by WWP against MBL. Has to be nice. Getting punished for not sending his sheep over.
Well, I suppose that being karma would be appropriate considering the Indian themed DLC.
Karma indeed. Now trying to fight back a bit, and Hera, obviously, with the Camel Scout here. And that's a really easy transition. Just continue camel scouts in feudal age after you went for some scouts, and then they instantly become camels or camel riders in castle age. So that's a really sick power spike.
Oh yeah, and it's probably the best use of the camel. Oh, you didn't get
no
loom,
loom.
Hera, you didn't.
How did he not loom?
Oh my goodness.
Feels
He is
sloppy.
going for the scout cavalry, and something that I feel like most people don't know, camel scouts have a 48-second train time in feudal age, as well as being 55 food, 60 gold, so they are insanely expensive, especially when you run them into enemy TC fire.
I think you most of the time only get one of them anyways, right?
Yeah, I have not seen a situation where I would want to go for more than just like my one camel scout, and then you just make them on the way to castle age so you get that power spike like you were saying.
Yeah, maybe the way to go. MBL creating quite a base for himself. Not on gold at all. This is like a spearman skirm defense. Doesn't feel like our typical army composition here, Onlo.
But you are Dravidians, and the way I frame it is that Dravidians have the skirmisher equivalent of Japanese halbs. Like, they have the same fire rate, or reload time, or whatever you want to call it. So they're good. But it's still not a strong unit overall, and now we have Mr. Yo pouncing in to the base of Hera as that lady tries to make it to the TC, but she will not.
Okay, found a nice kill there. Mr. Yo running away. By the way, crazy team war here by Leary and Nikov. Not really communicating too well who is walling to what wood line.
That just seems so atypical of this team.
And it's still open as well. Like, this is so weird. This is so weird. No one trusting each other.
Oh man, remember the I think it was back in ECL, the GamerLegion game where like it was 4v4 and like everyone was walling their chunk of the map except Doubt just didn't wall at all. So we had like an entire map covered with wall except for like one choke point, and then the enemy just ran in and killed everything.
Well, sounds like that. Lots of scouts out now. Okay, let's take a look. Archers are getting scared away. And obviously with the camel here. Oh, now getting punished though. And now the scouts should be really good for Mr. Yo.
They are indeed. And it's just the job of the Hera Scouts to protect the skirmishers of MBL, because the skirmishers obviously going to be doing quite well versus the archers, but unfortunately skirmishers are not doing a very good job of not dying, as, you know, with just some cursory micro, able to take all of those down, and now AM is in a very difficult position.
Feels slightly better for WWP indeed, but fully walled. Now some skirms to the defense. Now goes into mass farming here. The macro for MBL not on point there, and tries to defend walls with 3 villagers. Feels like now attacking Hera seems to be the choice of WWP, but Hera obviously walled.
He is indeed walled, but he doesn't have one of those army things, and that's a bit problematic. Archers here to follow up will at least provide a bit of delay, but that's all right. Now, where's the army of AM? Wait, Leary just has skirms and spearmen. What is he doing?
I don't know. Not knowing how Bengalis work, apparently. More aggression here against Terra, who could struggle quite a bit. We even see the armor for Bad Koalas, so won't be a fast castle age by our Berber player.
It will not, but I gotta say that I like the Berber pick. Like, knowing that your opponent has to be using, you know, at least, what, 2 of the new civs? Going for a civ that can go for mass camels and sort of compete in that regard, I think is definitely quite smart.
Oh, scouts get plus extra attack against buildings.
Yes, they do.
Ooh.
Hindustani team bonus right there, and it is a sick one.
Ooh, and Hera's struggling quite a bit. I think he needs a tower.
I think he needed a tower. I think that he is just in a really rough spot right now.
Oh, now opening, hoping that some of his friends are coming over, but actually that just invites more archers. And Hera, that's no resource income for you at all. He's like 5 farmers
he's got the
working.
Sheep. No,
4.
not the mill.
Only 4 sheep though.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, cap trade.
Sorry, cap trade crashed.
Yeah, for me as well. Are we trying to restart cap trade here?
Okay, I'm back.
So am I. 1844?
Yep.
Okay. Cap trade, more life than Hera here, what it looks like.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, Leary and MBL are sending in those skirmishers, and the skirmishers are going to do quite well versus those archers. But it's still looking pretty darn rough here. AM is actually overall still ahead slightly in villagers, but it's looking quite sus.
And they're upping faster as well. MBL, the only one who didn't click up yet. And now on the other side, WWP, 4 players up to castle age though. And this one plays out quite aggressively. I really enjoy this one. Lux has a crazy ball of archers.
Okay, Nilly, if you didn't check... Oh, never mind. The cap trade reset. It says Hera lost 1 villager, but I feel like Hera lost more than 1 villager.
I think him being at 33 villagers feels like he lost more.
I was about to be insanely impressed, and then I realized that it was just cap trade.
Reset the count there. And
oh, yes, he's doing it! Leary's going Ellie Archers!
Oh, now I need to see it in the chat. Now I need to see the Nelly fans in the chat. Ooh,
there we go.
They're rolling over.
Yes!
What can the archers do?
Okay, so the Bengali Ellie Archers, they're notable in that they are the tankiest. They take less bonus damage. They're harder to convert, and they benefit from the Pike's unique tech once you get the castle, and you get Parthian tactics and all that stuff. So they're just kind of really well-rounded.
And beautiful against crossbows. And look at so many crossbows. Now we need camels from Berber player, right? To do something.
Legit, Leary's using the same strategy that I use.
Well, so what does that conclude? Are you that good or Leary that creative?
I don't know. I would assume the one that involves me being dumb. But... Well, Lix has a lot of crossbowmen, but Ellie Archers, they don't care about crossbowmen, man. They've got 230 HP and 3 pierce armor right now.
All WWP players getting a TC down, so they will have some solid control. All adjacent to woodline and to gold, while AM still sitting on the high land.
And yet, not a single Celts in this game. What kind of highland is this?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, MBL just adding the extra 2 TCs. Kind of strange that Nikov's the only one who went to the low ground.
Something weird just happened in my chat, but I was a bit confused. Okay, scum defense here by MBL, something we see a lot by him in 1v1s, not so often in team games. Not sure how much those camels will do. And I think the main story is just deny Nikov from his gold at the bottom. And in the long run, army compositions can't be great for AM.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a bit of a struggle for sure. We got the Hindustani camels, though, and they are attacking faster. Have the attack speed of 1.6, which is, it's faster than a knight, and it's slower than stirrups, but faster than a knight.
Crossbow's actually okay damage against the elephants. Is he missing some armor? No.
He's missing bloodlines.
Okay, well, isn't it that important? 20 HP more and 230.
It's always important, Nelly. Yeah, but Elephant Archers did lose 1 pierce armor when they became regional units as opposed to unique units, because if the Elephant Archers that existed for Indians were just transferred over to the archery range for a bunch of civs, then they would be super OP.
Yeah, probably. I think it was one of the most snowbally units, but people didn't realize.
Until they saw Rage Forest, and then like people would just go for mass Elephant Archers every time.
Oh, really? I didn't. Okay. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
Well, AM, they're in a great spot economically. They're ahead by, what, 50-ish villagers.
Wow. Wow.
They are struggling a little bit as far as armies go. But if they can keep holding right now, I think they're going to be in an okay spot. But now we have a Scorpion on the way. Bad Koala does benefit from that Hindustani team bonus with the Camel's extra damage versus buildings. But and now Yo showing up to the party as well. Actually, everybody's here. It is a veritable rainbow here in the base of Hera once again. Oh man, poor guy.
Oh, but Hera actually has more villagers than any of the WWP guys. But now villagers are not really being pulled. What's happening here? Hera, that is a weird reaction by him.
But on the other side, Nikov and Leary with the Camel Elephant Archer combo.
Stone walls being built, some houses on the lower side of the HP, and buildings are going to fall. Oh, it's not looking great for Lux, but Hera, he might lose quite a bit here. Now more jump, and obviously the Scum Army isn't the most scary one to hold.
Yeah, I love that Bad Koala was just mixing in some knights with his army, knowing that, okay, at least MBL was going for a lot of skirmishers. And we could literally just see Hera lose all of his TCs to the Hindustani camels that also get the faster attack speed and bonus damage versus buildings.
Now some more villagers repairing the starting town center though, and camel count is not that scary anymore. Crossbows died to some of the Mangonauts. Hera's losing some villagers to the left-hand side, but micro away from this one. Hera's holding!
And that is not what's happening for Lix right now, because he's got 17 Elephant Archers in his base that have around three quarters the HP of a castle on them.
Oh, goddy. How is this even a fair fight? How do you ever deal with that amount of Elephant Archers now?
I'm telling you, man, Elephant Archers are good.
Oh, probably have to go full camels against this army composition with Berbers. Like, why are we mixing in knights here as Bad Koala?
I like mixing in knights because of the MBL skirmishers.
But that's the other side's flank.
Yeah, but you're spending a lot of time over near MBL's base. But yeah, I mean, at this point, Lix is on his way to being defeated by a bajillion camels, again, from Hindustanis, as well as these Ellie archers.
Leary with 100 villagers is on the way to Castle Age and still gets some gold at the low ground. Some more aggression against Nikov at home, but still feels like this is getting close to 4v3 now, with Lux being so down.
Yeah, the army count and composition is now going to be in favor of AM, and with so many crossbowmen dying from Paladin, it's kind of rough, but we still have two players on the way to Imp. We have both Orange and Purple, but they're going to need to stop this very rapidly increasing army of Elephant Archers.
Very aggressive castle here by Paladin against MBL, who still only has some skirmishes for the defense. So I think MBL, he doesn't even care that much. He is at 5 TCs now and goes full wood and food. He's fine with only staying on skirmish till the end of the game, apparently.
That checks out. Leary does need to get his cavalry upgrades, though. He's missing... Bloodlines obviously isn't as big of a deal, but Husbandry is pretty important. Get much faster move speed. MBL
out with the skirmishes, tries to defend. Cars obviously can't be stopped. I think Bad Koala needs some help. Okay, we might have had a drop here. Or why am I seeing people like... We are not seeing GGs, so yeah, this was a drop, apparently.
Nikov or MBL crashed.
Uh-oh. I think it is too open to call it here.
Yes.
I will go
if they have to...
Go ahead.
If they can't restore it, I would say you would have to replay it.
Hera is saying... Oh, he's already hosting. So we'll try that.
Okay.
Yeah. How can Bad Koala hold this? large army still, right? Mr. Yo could come over with some camels to help out.
He's gonna be faster to Imperial Age than Nikov, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's correct. Nikov still only half the resources and still some army in his base.
Mm-hmm.
But Bad Koala will suffer some at home.
Do we know if they're able to restore?
Well, I will wait for updates. Right now, Hera is hosting. That's the best information that we're getting.
All right.
Okay, so this game in 32, or like this game and the 2v2 in 32 minutes feels reasonable scheduling wise.
Yeah. I mean, it might be a little bit late, but nothing too crazy.
No, Slam will be happy. Jordan won't be happy. Down in Shadow, I think, won't care that much.
That sounds right.
Okay, let's take a look. How many players are in the game already? Does Elephant Archer have imp upgrades? Yeah, there's Elite Elephant Archer. Can we see?
And the Elite Elephant Archer looks exactly the same as the old Indian Elephant Archer.
Ah, okay. Nice. I like that. Can we see restored games in the lobby?
Yes, because... Or in the lobby? I don't know. I just use the spectator dashboard.
Ah, yeah. Okay. They're in there. So they should be in the game. Let's take a look. 1 minute 40 to go.
And it doesn't have everybody as Britons, so I assume that they're redoing the game.
Oh, I don't think so.
Unless that bug was fixed.
I don't think they are fast enough to pick civilizations and everything in time. Also, civilizations look consistent. I'm pretty sure they're restored.
All right.
Yeah. So good. Small fix, right?
Yeah. Progress.
Yeah, but really good situation certainly for a especially like Bad Koala, lots of trouble. Lux, I think Lux still has like 50 wills, so he can make something happen. But will take some time to really get onto an army. And also, it feels like he will get to an army that's not really going to be super strong.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe Halberdiers. Maybe Lux should move for Halberdiers now.
Could work. Could go just try and go for skirmishers. I mean, Elephant Archers have -7 armor against Cav Archer attacks, so skirmers are going to be performing really well against them.
Okay. Well, it's just like, but also we have those camels still on the map, right? I don't think you want to stay on skirms typically there.
Very true. But we shall see.
Waiting for Bad Koala. Not sure if he really wants to jump into the game. Maybe he's holding his PC back.
Come on, Bad Koala Internet. You can do it. There we go. And indeed, they are restoring. Great to see. And yeah, Bad Koala is in for a really rough time right now.
Okay, so stables are dying. Camel count is solid for him, 37 there. But we also have similar numbers for Nikov, plus obviously all the elephant archers. Is he trying to take this engagement now with knights at the front? Feels like it. I don't like the knights going in there like this.
Ugh. The TC Arrowfire helping out, I guess, a little bit, but... Well, why is this going better than I thought it would be going better? It felt like Nikov's camels weren't all engaging.
Well, also focusing on the knights first. Now Mr. Yo is joining the party as well. And those elephant archers need to micro back. We now see elite elephant archers, but still 18 seconds away, plus Bracer some seconds away. That will be quite some losses before he gets the crucial upgrades.
Indeed it will, and now Yo has arrived to the party. But elite elephant archer is now in, and there we go. There's the old elephant archers.
How about full surround here? This is actually a reasonable clear up, I believe.
Well, elephant archers are, they have a lot of HP. But yeah, it looks like they will be cleared up eventually. And then on the other side, we have this Imperial Age timing from Paladin that's just so far ahead of MBL, who has a ton of villagers, but isn't really able to do anything to stop this push right now.
But should Arbalest really focus on someone that is going skirms only? I think the pressure towards Hera could have paid off so much more.
Well, Hera is on 5 TCs, but still very much relegated to the Castle Age. He is going for his own camels.
Ooh. This game is far from over.
Yeah.
Really happy that we were able to restore this one. Lots of people felt AM had a big advantage, and I could see the advantage. But I can also see Lux, obviously probably the best player in the world, making something happen although he's dead.
Yes. Exactly. Got a bunch of crossbowmen running around this base of Nikov, who is on the way to Imperial Age now. Parthian tactics now coming in for Leary. I think he just doesn't know that they benefit from stable upgrades, bloodlines and husbandry. Does he know about their unique tech? I mean, he's just getting his castle up right now. Hopefully he'll just hover over it to check and see that, you know, it means his elephants will fire 20% faster. But obviously Trev needs to be priority number 1 right now.
Yeah, feels like it. Just too important here. But one is fine, right? He knows his opponent lost lots of villagers, lost the starting TC, and is in Castle Age, so Trappo will always go in his favor. I think maximum of 2, and then try to go for your unique upgrades. Rams now being added as well. MBL should have no way of dealing with this. If only we saw some cavalry added. Mr. Yo now finally coming over, with which will be soon Imperial Camels.
Yep, that upgrade has had its cost reduced, although the Imp Camels are a little bit weaker. They have 1 less base attack, but that's compensated by the fact that your Hindustani Camels attack faster. And, well, this still should be looking pretty good.
And now you have the last armor back, right?
Yes, you do.
Brilliant.
So your Hussars are fully upgraded again.
Okay, elephants now moving in. Should find some villager kills here, and that amount of skirms won't really do too well against those elephants. Leary just enjoying his life. No matter who wins this game, Leary had fun.
Oh, yeah. This, okay, and Leary is getting husbandry now at the very least. So that's great to see. And I'm telling you, man, Ellie Archers are the way of the future.
Feels a bit like it. How do we deal with this? Now we see some sling upgrades. Obviously, you can sling players that are at the same age or lower than you. And MBL space is pretty much gone. I don't think trading will be too efficient if they think about this in the long run. And yeah, markets are being set up now.
Yeah, like the eco numbers are on paper so much better for AM, but they're in such a weak spot tactically. Hera has just hit the Imperial Age. Something that's important to keep in mind is that Gurjar camels are good, but they still lose to Imp camels. Even with their extra bonus damage and the Frontier Guards, I think is what it's called. Attack. Give them extra armor.
Looks even getting Imp now. Moves away with some, is trying to set up trade as well. Oh, this is shaping up to be a brilliant game. Also, right-hand side, more push against MBL, who is, well, in Imperial Age as well, but now has no answers to the Imp Camels.
None whatsoever. I mean, yeah, Imp Camels aren't as good as Paladins against skirmishers, but they are still plenty good enough. We do have pikes in for Leary, so the Elephant Archers are at least firing as fast as they would if they had Thumb Ring.
It feels like Leary is dominating this game alone. Harbidy is now being added as well. He's living the dream.
Oh yeah, it is a thing of beauty to see so many Elephant Archers. And he's mixing in Halbs. Bengali Halbs, they do miss plate mail armor, but they have all the other upgrades. So, not like amazing Halbs by any means, but they'll at least get the job done.
Ooh, big fight about to emerge next to Hera space. Look at that, like Hera full, just waiting for heavy cav or heavy camels. Nikov is there as well against the Arbalest Imperial Camels.
Arrow slits coming in for Paladin as well as Guard Tower, so we could be seeing some Britain keeps here as this game is getting pretty darn intense. A bit of a doubt castle for Leary though. Uh-oh.
How do we cast all this? This is so brutal, like fights everywhere right now.
I just spent a month casting 4v4 BF.
But that's only 4 angles, right? This one feels like we're attacking at 12 different angles.
Yeah, no, it's fun though. It's just stuff happening absolutely everywhere. We have MBL trying to hold on in the south. Hera still kind of dying to a bunch of Arbalests and Camels. He does get one more castle up at home. And on the north side, Lix is, well, he has some skirmishers and is not completely dead yet. Yellow is with 72 heavy camels.
Pretty crazy at home, right? Oh man, Elephant's now going back, running a bit through some casualty, obviously not too affected by that. Camels around, maybe take this engagement. If he focuses down the Harbidiers here with the castles, and they can take a good engagement, I think Leary could get cleared up completely here.
Yeah, he has to be very careful. He's got a couple trebs coming. No siege engineers just yet. But
they're not taking the fight.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a big ol' sandwich.
Harbidy is obviously so good against camels. That's why we need the skirms in there as well. And now this is a massive fight.
Looks like Paladin's getting completely surrounded by the combined armies of Hera and Nikov and MBL. And that's going to be a lot of dead Arbalests from Orange.
Well, we'll see the big fight here. Oh god, this is a big surround. And the house is actually helping out a bit here for Leary, but he will lose most of the stuff now. All the Harbidiers are dying. And I think that's the end of that army.
Yeah, and I mean, they're Elephant Archers. It's going to be a slow army to replenish.
Ooh.
Nom 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 nom.
Eating through it. Okay, that's some delicious elephant meat. Trade is being set up slowly. MBL simply going full skirm. Hera going full hussar. They're enjoying their 1v1s.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, Gurjat Hussars are pretty good. They're the cheapest Hussars in the game. They're only 60 food with the Kshatriya's unique tech, but still missing Blast Furnace isn't super ideal. And they're going to die really hard to any of the camels from Mr. Yo.
Yeah. But well, no real gold control. They don't have enough control at the bottom right now, and they have to share everything. Trade setup will be faster for WWP. Whew, what an interesting game.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a big population advantage for AM right now, but they aren't as well set up in the long run, and they're still the ones who are kind of at home, so to say, as MBL still has an army of 76 skirmishers.
Thanks for contributing.
Can I offer you a skirmisher in these trying times?
Feels a bit like it. Okay, Nikov now going through the center. They're trying to go for a big raid. Imperial Camels around still. And yeah, we're not seeing as many elephants. Basically only Leary, the one building them for now. Now facing lots of skirmishes.
Yeah, that is a lot of skirmishers. And like I said, remember, Elephant Archers have -7 Cav Archer armor. So skirms are really good against them, but still, there aren't as many skirms. With the Hussars coming in, they'll obviously mop up the skirmishers. So it's a bit of a tricky fight. Halb's doing well versus heavy camels for sure, but the army numbers just aren't quite enough, it seems. Very evenly matched right now are these two teams in terms of army.
Oof. Okay, let's take a look here. And, well, focusing down those elephants in the center with all the skirmishers. But skirmisher numbers, there were around 70. Now they're only at 40. And we see a bit of a transition into pikeman direction. After we see everyone trying to increase their trade. Overall population still plus 50 for AM. But that's a lot of skirms.
It's a lot of skirms indeed. Notably, Siege Elephant is coming in, so there's going to be another new elephant unit that's going to be joining the party. Of course, it's from Dravidians, who have the worst Siege Elephants. But, well, I guess they do regenerate HP, which is pretty nice. And they ignore armor in a straight-up fight, but you're probably not fighting enemy units all that much.
Keeps now being added. Obviously, won't be that great once we get the elephants out. But
and now AM trying to make a big play happen. 58 Hussars in the queue for Nikov.
Wow. It's like a bit of an overkill. Maybe he's...
Well, there's no kill like overkill.
Maybe giving some of the resources to some of his teammates could have helped out. 4 spearmen in the queue now for MBL. Trying to go together with Siege Elephants, trying to clear up the castle probably there. Trying to get some gold control. Trade still not looking hot for AM.
It's not. So they have a huge advantage right now militarily, but they need to make something happen with it because the villager counts have evened up for the two teams. As there is one villager building a keep. Arbs, so they're looking to be in pretty high numbers, but now the skirmishers coming in here for MBL, and they are going to chase those Arbs away, or rather, they should be chasing the Arbs away. The Arbs should be chased away.
Not really sure where we are looking. Oh, yeah, in the center. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, there is stuff happening absolutely everywhere on the map. Also, looks like there's some raiding coming in from Mr. Yo at the back of everybody's base just to make people's lives that much more difficult. Big log jam of Hussars in the middle of the map.
It just feels like Arbalests are not a pretty unit anymore. I think I'd rather want to see like 120 Imperial Camels here and just go full sling now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that kills archers. The Arbs are really only good against the enemy Halbs and Camels, of which there aren't that many. And I guess they're good against the Hussars as well.
Some Camel Archers being mixed in. Also not like the banger unit against Mass Hussar Skirm.
Not really, although once you get to like a ton of Camel Archers, they're going to be doing well, but it's going to be hard to actually ever get there.
Yep, and you're constantly facing so much while we finally see Siege Elephants unleashed on the right-hand side. Like, even if you have like 40 Camel Archers, like, you can easily run into like 80 Hussars, 20 Skirms.
Yeah. I mean, that's just such a numbers disadvantage. And I am sad to say there are no caravanserais in the trade route of either team.
Oh, maybe at one point. Doubt, only believe.
They are pretty sick, actually. they boost your trade income by like the old Spanish team bonus levels.
Oh, sick.
And they heal the trade carts like super fast, like way faster than a monk.
Okay, crazy. Though I'm not sure like how much healing really is paying off, to be honest.
I mean, if you look at like these Hussars just chasing down trade carts, if they're getting healed pretty fast, then it's going to make the raiding much less effective. Although, like, if you're looking at the typical Mangudai in the trade line sort of situation, then obviously, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but yeah, against melee, I can see that, yeah. And
there's Kshatriyas.
Where are they?
It's the unique tech for Gurjaras in the Castle Age that gives them 25% less food cost for all their units, as well as Mahayana for Bengalis to give their villagers, taking up only 90% of pop space.
Okay. Nice. Getting all the very beneficial upgrades right now. And it just feels like the game is stabilizing quite a bit here. Yeah, still some raids are coming in, but it feels... Oh, at least WWP is now somewhat dropping in population. I still hate that Paladin is not really synergizing too well with his army. Just facing skirms way too much this game.
Yeah, I mean, sure, you're facing one of the best skirmisher civs with your archer civ, but even so... feels like there's something better that you could be doing.
How about in the center? It could be an option. I think, honestly, like Britons, they don't really have their time anymore. I think Britons going for full sling would have honestly been an option for me.
You could be slinging Yo, you could be slinging Bad Koala to get to a bunch more camel archers with good upgrades, because then they'll be doing really well versus the elephant archers.
Oh yeah, yeah, true.
Getting that... they get a ton of extra bonus damage against them because of the negative armor of elephant archers.
Yeah, yeah. They, how much damage would they do? Like 25 per shot or something? Maybe more.
Something around there. It's a very big number for a unit that attacks pretty fast.
280 HP on those elephants, but would eventually die. And now getting pushed back, so that's really nice for WWP. Still struggling to get fully pop limit here. And, well, finally we're mixing in some skirmishes here. But MBL just diving in with his skirms is absolutely happy to trade them off.
Oh, yeah. Certainly no qualms with that. Paladin trying to build some more keeps, and that is honestly a way that he could support his team, as a bunch of keeps would be pretty darn helpful. And right now, the top left side is starting to look a little bit better here for WWP. Hera doing a very nice job raiding the trade lines in the back, though.
Seems like...
Yeah, Skirm just melt elephant archers.
Yeah, looks like it, indeed. Lux is getting onto reasonable population here. Pretty solid stuff, but Paladin is getting cleared up, but at a really unimportant area. So I don't mind this one too much. Go! Oh boy, this could be a long game.
Oh, it could be. I mean, AM's ahead by like what, 90 pop, but it doesn't feel like they have a super decisive advantage anywhere. Now Yo steamrolling across the middle of the map with these Imperial camels.
How's Bad Koala pop 110?
Because he's on 45 villagers.
Okay. It's a bit underwhelming.
Hera has killed 88 villagers since the restore.
Okay.
And Lyri's killed 78 and Nikov's killed 140.
Sick, okay. So they just went ham in the opponent's economies.
Yeah, with all those hussars.
80 skirms in the queue. How many archer ranges does Paladin have? It's not a lot, right? See, like
have 80 skirms in the queue? It can't be that many.
72 in the queue, 74 on the field. Mr. Paladin. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Losing
I mean, the
quite
keeps
a lot,
are
though.
adding a sizable amount of damage. They do have yeomen, so they have that 17 attack.
Also 17 kills on that one tower already.
Yeah, I mean,
continuing to find more.
Britain keeps are good.
Yeah, keeps getting more.
There we go. Ooh, Onager coming in for licks.
Ooh.
Could be seeing some Torsion Engine Siege Onagers.
Yeah, that would be
It's
pretty
a possibility.
crazy. Siege Elephants need to address with some melee units, otherwise that tower could go down now at 20 kills already and continues to do even more damage. Quite a nice one. More
Torsion Engines is on the way.
Ooh. And we have 56 trade cards already out for Lux.
I mean,
so he will have a lot of chances to go for wild army composition.
I mean, Lix is just such an insane, like, late game team game player. It's like, the way I always describe it is Lix will do something that he goes crazy and then dies 20 minutes into the game, and then he'll do nothing for 40 minutes, and then he'll just come back at like the hour mark and start smashing face again.
Yeah. In the meantime, he's microing 6 crossbows and somehow finds 15 villager kills.
Yeah, so something like that.
Okay, it feels like
goodness.
camels are being added though. I think the trade is just so much better for WWP here.
Yeah.
Overall trade.
134 gold per trip should be pretty much the same for AM. 122. So actually, that is a notably less amount. And yes, we see the Nikov making the first caravanserai.
Ooh, so sweet, so sweet. So healing those trade cards and making them run faster.
Yep.
How big is the radius?
10 tiles in a square.
Okay, well that's not too massive. And they're moving 30% faster?
Yeah, I think it's 30% faster. So it's kind of like the old Spanish team bonus before it was nerfed.
Kamach is not looking too hot at the bottom side now. And just feels like Lux, he still sits on a pretty crappy army, I have to say. Bit surprised. He has 63 villagers on gold and does not have any gold in the bank. SO upgrade is now coming in though. He might find some damage pretty soon. After.
Oh yeah. But he's got elephant archers in his face right now.
But elephant archers are known to
siege archers on the field.
Yeah, elephant archers are known to clump up quite heavily. So let's take a look. We'll get some damage done. Oof. Oof.
Ooh.
Oof. Maybe a third shot even. Whoa, he's dead in damage done.
Unfortunately, those aren't Dravidians. They're not going to heal up. And now there's a huge attack in the trade line by Mr. Yo. We've got a bunch of imp camels over here. Oh, this could be tricky.
Oh, that's some trade cards going down. And some Arbalest sitting behind there as well. Nice move by Yo and Paladin. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What a crazy game.
Oh man, I am so glad that we are seeing these big team games with the new civs. And this DLC is a lot of fun, if nothing else. You get to see so many fun army compositions and fights.
Oh, this is so big. This is so big. Trade card counts now. 60. Make it 90. Make it 120. 4 AM only.
Let's see, that's like 95-ish, 140, 170-ish, maybe. For WWP.
So 50 more for WWP and now can go for SO with Torsion engines and push Leary and Nikov away, although they already have a pretty scary army, but apparently not scary enough. Population gap down to 40. Make it 30.
Yeah. And now we were saying that the camel archers, they wouldn't be doing so well when they were in lower numbers. Now we're looking at almost fully upgraded elite camel archers.
Ooh, and they're getting really fancy then.
Yeah, and there's 54 of them on the field. That's pretty good.
Oh man, so much going on. This is getting really rough now. So much here from Paladin that is kind of unanswered. Maybe some more stables by Mr. Yo next to this. Okay, yeah, he added those now as well. Through the center, no real big attacks for quite some time.
No, it's mostly just been Yo and Nikov sending their camels and hussars across the middle of the map. These two castles here are adding a ton of extra arrow firepower. And this is a game that, it's honestly, as the time goes on, it's looking better and better for WWP. I mean, these guys are absolute late-game monsters in team games.
Yeah, yeah. WWP, 20 population behind for a small second. They were even ahead in overall population. Absolutely crazy to think of that. MBL now taking into Onager, try to find the kill here against the Skirm. Oh, get some kills with the Mangonel shot even.
Yeah, nicely done there. Oh, but now Lix is starting his Doom push. Torsion engine siege onagers with siege engineers, full upgrades on those. Oof. And Bengalis are not going to have a fun time dealing with those.
What do you do against this? Typically bombard cannons, typically something like champion, something that gets there quickly is an option. I don't really see that happening.
Well, Bengalis don't get bombard cannons, and their champions are kind of meh. So...
Onager shot MBL. Oof. Scratches some Arbalest, gets 2 kills.
Yeah. Trade continuing to be very good right now for WWP, whereas it's just never quite been there for AM, but in the middle of the map, a lot of elephant archers and camels and hussars still.
Okay, camel archer numbers at 48. Production continues. Still only pop 700. How is this happening? that WWP is not really pop limit, although they didn't take quite a... Oh, look at how the elephant archers are melting. Wow.
Remember when I said that elephant archers have -7 armor?
Oh, God. This is sick.
Oh yeah, I mean, camel archers have always been just such a powerful late game unit.
Ooh.
And they are flexing their strength right now as there's 58 kills on this ball of camel archers.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. Now some axes being put down. Someone really wants some help, apparently. Engagement continues here, and basically all ends, right? But what happened to Luke's army?
Lix got cleaned up by the battle elephant switch.
Ooh. How good are battle elephants from Bengalis?
Bengalis?
Yeah.
They are fully upgraded, and they take less bonus damage, or harder to convert, and they attack faster. So they attack a little bit faster than knights.
Well, that sounds really good against Halberdiers. That sounds really good against Halberdiers.
I mean, it's only 25% less bonus damage, so halves are still, you know, they're not awful. But they are, in my opinion, either the best or second best, along with Khmer for battle elephants.
Okay,
depending on what you're looking for.
Actually, I became a big fan of Vietnamese now. 420 HP, pretty sick.
Oh yeah, those are some chonky elephants.
Push continues here, and SO shots now flying in. Camel archers have to disengage. And obviously, they can't disengage well against all those camel archers. I think AM is dying here at the top. Look at that, WWP with the 40 population lead. Oh no, what are we witnessing?
Resilience, I think, is going to be the word of this game. They were having such a rough time. Their villager counts were lower. Their army compositions were simply worse. But they are just hunkering down. They're getting their trade going. And, you know, even as we're seeing all of these fancy new units and the new civs, and, like, this is all very fun, really, I think one of the big reason that WWP is winning right now is just core team game fundamentals and just good coordination and making sure you're getting your trade going.
Yeah, trade transition was really well done. Or maybe some dry time where people had to go for like skirmisher, hussar, couldn't really go for their powerhouse unit simply because no real control at the bottom. Trade was late. And that's mainly because WWP all put their second TC down, or their first extra TC, all down at the bottom. And they got it. Yeah, nice grab of that area.
Trying to hang in there, nevertheless, is AM, but... Well, I mean, they do have a larger army, and now MBL switching into Arbalests. He's got the Siege Elephants. If the Siege Elephants actually get up on top of the Arbalests, they will kill them really easily. If they're all clumped up because the Siege Elephants do blast damage. Same as a Captram.
Okay. It's like 8 damage. Okay.
And if you have Woot Steel, they ignore melee armor, because they count as cavalry as far as that go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh god, such wild units.
And they regenerate if you get the medical corpse technology.
What is this expansion? Like everything, everyone got everything, or something. Ooh.
It's just all the new civs are so fun.
So much to learn, so much to dive into, so much variety now in those civilizations.
Yeah. But they still feel like AoE 2 civs, which I really appreciate. They don't feel like kind of weird and gimmicky.
So shots coming in again. Halberdier is obviously really good at that side now. And Lux is, I think, getting to an unbeatable army. Like full Halberdier, Siege Engineer, like Torsion Engines SO. Should be just crazy good. But actually, Halberdier numbers are simply not there. 27 on the field only.
Yeah, and, well, Nikov has a good amount of imp camels. There are some elephant archers and battle elephants for our Bengali player Leary. Torsion Engine Siege Hunters popping out right in the nick of time. That is 57 camel archers that have 130-ish kills on them right now, though. And even some more camels coming in for support. And now Hera's making the Shrivamsha Rider switch. I was waiting for this to happen.
Okay, tell us a bit about this unit. Why is it so sick? Why does it have 11 plus 9?
because that's a bug on Capture Age.
Okay.
So it's not actually 11 plus 9. They dodge arrows. It's kind of confusing. Again, hashtag sell it. I have a YouTube video where I explain this unit. But essentially, they will dodge 7 arrows with the elite version, and they're also the fastest land unit in the game, and they have a fast attack speed. So, and the damage of the arrows doesn't matter. It's just the number of the arrows. So, you can modify an archer to have plus 1,000 attack, and it will deal 0 damage. It will just eat up 1 charge of the shield, so to say, as I call it.
Ooh, NBL now needs to dodge those SO. Oh, that's really climbed up, Oh, but snipes the SO. Oi, this is getting really sick now. And WWP, 60 population lead, pushing at the top, holding at the bottom, quite some control. How is it looking when it comes to... Oh, look at those. Oh, does that bonus stack of the Caravanserai?
I don't think so.
I would be really surprised as well. But look at that,
but
11
still,
on the field. Or even more.
But I mean, still just plopping them down all over the place just to make sure that, you know, they're always covering something. I think that's not a bad idea. But you can see how fast the trade carts are going. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to show it in Capture Age. But they are moving faster.
Yeah, they're sick. On the other side, not used.
And, oh, now you have a bunch of camel archers finding their way near the trade line.
Ooh. Answer isn't really there right now. Some camels. That's going to be some dead trades.
It is very much going to be some dead trade. We do have MBL starting to make a push happen on his side, finally. Hera's been pretty quiet for a long time in this game, as he was taking a lot of damage, but he does have these Shrivamsha riders, and they are going to absolutely mop up Arbalests.
Push at the right-hand side, looks pretty solid.
Yeah, it's got Krebs, you've got the Siege Elephants, although those are kind of going down. I mean, Mr. Yo has been playing absolutely monstrously well, just having units everywhere he's needed all game long. I mean, he's a good 10,000 score ahead of the next highest player in the game. So, after struggling in the first 2 games, it's good to see him playing well again.
Ooh. Now the question is, like, what side is pushing faster? Feels like Lux together with the Bad Koala advancing a bit faster. I think they need to add some siege rams there to get rid of the buildings a bit quicker.
Yeah, also not friendly kill your own camel archers would be nice. But yeah, I mean, this has been a very nice push now from MBL. Got huge Arb mass, but two-handed swordsmen and champions now, just because we haven't had enough unit variety in this game.
51 champions in the queue, 87 arbalests in the queue. Is Paladin getting the sling, or what's happening here?
I don't know. He's got 59 trade carts, and those are some cheap units, so... maybe?
Oh, SO at the left-hand side, overextending, mistake by Lux. Oh, I need to replenish those. Maybe some good ground checks to cover it up. Okay, got some shots in.
Yeah, there's still enough SOs left, and the army value is now massively in favor of WWP. A good 5k army, and there's the GG called, Nilly. Wow!
What a crazy good game. What a crazy, crazy good game here. And AM has to give this one up. WWP takes the game. What a nice one.
This game alone was worth all of the waiting.
Yeah. Poof. New civilizations apparently pay to lose.
Evidently. Oh my goodness. Mr. Yo with a 1.70 KD, 1824 kills, 1071 deaths. Absolutely everywhere with those camels and those hussars.
Okay, who will need to play? MBL, Nikov, host, please. Really, really nice game. I try to organize the next set, or the next game already. Obviously, after this one, we will even have Suomi versus GL. We'll have to play the game number 5, though, right now. it will be 2v2. Leary, Hera are not allowed to play, as well as Lux and Mr. Yo are not allowed to play.
All right, so gonna see something. I think this could be a very messy game because we have to see 2 of the new Civs from WWP.
They will have to play Gojaras and Bengalis, right? I'm pretty sure. We saw Dravidians by Lux earlier, and in this game we saw Hindustanis.
Yes.
Hindustanis, yeah.
Hindustanis, yeah. Whereas AM, they can just go for... You could even go for something like Japanese if you want to go super aggro. But we don't normally see this for team games.
Whew. That was a crazy game. I'm a bit surprised that we are going that long, right? We are 8 minutes over, and we're still missing a full game.
Well, I mean, it's just the...
it's a 1.5 hours game, but Nikov is hosting now. And yeah, so I think we will be starting the GL vs Suomi set probably with like 45-minute delay. Feels reasonable right now.
Yep, we shall see, we shall see. And no, Gurjat Heavy Camel did not beat him Camel. All right, so
let me join the lobby.
Good.
Paladin is in there. And they hosted. I have ping 20. I'm not sure if WWP wants to play on that one. Yeah. Let's say I think this is the wrong server.
What's the neutral server for these guys? Is it India or is it US?
Yeah, West US I think is played like with 120 ping for both or something like that.
Okay.
Or maybe a bit higher.
And yes, M camels are the best camels in the game. They win versus every other camel.
Okay, Nikov apparently really motivated. To host again. Yeah, I have 130 ping. Same for MBL Nikov most likely.
Seems good. Even Flaming Camels. Flaming Camels did get a buff in the last patch.
Do we have Paladin here? Paladin, nope. Okay, Bad Carter needs some minutes, they say.
Well, you can't own minutes. Come on, Bad Koala.
His internet in the hotel is cutting out, apparently.
Oh, that sucks. Oh, yeah, Ballista Elephants. I'm really interested to see how good Ballista Elephants are after their buff.
What changed?
Both versions got +2 attack. So they went from 7 regular 9 elite, I think, to 9 regular 10 elite, something like that.
Okay.
Or 11 elite.
Okay. That should be enough, I believe, as of a change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I will give you till 1820 GMT. Happy smiley. So give them 8 minutes to send a new player.
Seems fair.
Technically, they could send Vivi if Vivi was around.
My guess is that Vivi's not around, though.
Yeah, otherwise she would have played the other games.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paladin kind of has to be there, I would think.
But unable to play a Paladin Civ.
True.
Very unfortunate.
Although I don't see him as the Paladin Civ player at all.
No.
He's always the flank.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it will take 2-3 minutes. I think I will take a quick bathroom break, get a refreshment as well, and we will be back soon.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Actually, I don't know. Did Nilly mute me? Paging Nilly's chat. Can you hear me? I have it open. I've had it open this whole time. Ho 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 ho! Whoa, ho ho ho! Hey guys, and welcome to everyone who's been tuning in to this set. Apologies for the small delays, but I know I've been having a lot of fun and seeing some fun games. That last one was so sick. Oh yeah, all the elephants. I think it's going to be really rough, though, for WWP in this last game. Cast the trial? Oh my god. Seize the mountain? I mean, they could have called it, grab the mound, but they felt that seize the mountain was a better name. Bad Koala is there. Dave's farming simulator. The only farming simulator I need is yes, it used to be called Seize the Hump in NAC 2, I want to say. least that's the first time I casted that map.
Yeah, I think NAC 2. Yeah. It was out earlier, but that was the moment where it was probably got most eyes on it.
Yeah.
And we see Mayans Magyars, so pretty close to what we predicted. You said Mayans Huns, right?
Yeah.
Feels very similar.
So close.
Hmm.
I feel like this is going to be a huge advantage for Nikov MBL. I think they have the better civs and that they're better players.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah. Will be pretty aggressive. And Gujaras Bengalis, like what are their winning conditions there?
They are going to, I guess, maybe try and go for the center. Like, Gujaras can go for camels, and they have a pretty smooth early game. So I think they'll be fine. Bengalis, they just, I don't know. They don't feel like they thrive in this sort of setting.
Yeah. Extra villagers, like... That's not really giving you the map control, right? And you need to expand towards the center. I think Magyars are really crazy good on this scenario.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
How do you get proper control here? I don't know.
Yeah, just going for straight archers, fast scout opening, and then focus maybe the Gujar player. Maybe even try and snipe their mill.
At least I'm pretty sure we will see sheep sling in this game. Has to be a sheep sling. Has to be 10 sheep in there. No? There's no other way.
But then your other guy is really struggling for sheep, right?
But it's no. It's still 6. Should be fine.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You can push a deer. Or like how many... Do you have limited resource on this map? I don't think so, right?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, this is just the regular DE version.
Capture Age? Okay.
Wait. Capture Age is showing up on my screen, but it's not showing up on my OBS.
And what is this? Mill in between both players to get those geese in a bit quicker, potentially. Well, it's the only proper mill spot anyways. Sling sheep pushing the deer? Seems like it. We don't have too many deer, though, to be pushed. Oh, yeah, you don't have deer close by. Ooh. So for everyone who doesn't know the map, we're obviously spawning on the lowland here. And as Onda would say, trying to seize the mountain.
Yep. But yeah, the fact that you share a little island does make it a bit easier to defend early on, and I do think that's better, because otherwise I feel like you could just rush one of the players, and like if the scout player doesn't have his ally there, like right there to defend, it could be pretty rough.
I think I would have liked the gold spots to be a bit bigger on this map. They're so scarce. Like, there's no way this ever goes into Imperial Age, right? MBL.
Well, if it does, it's going to be a very, very rough game. Well, MBL checks out.
And 2 sheep stolen. Oh, that cost them. Oof. Okay.
Well,
Boar stopped. Oh, do you chase this eagle? Will you find the kill here? Don't know. Especially without the scout.
I mean, it's just like worse than a scout cavalry because it's doing 1 less damage and has the same movement speed.
Yeah, but the scout should chase, right? Will you find the kill here? Not sure about it.
I don't think so. Also, there was the sheep sling for you. Or the goose sling.
Yeah, but that's -4 then for Bad Koala, right? Sending 2 early big walls. Do we really want that? They will have no map control.
I mean, you do have some wood in your starting base, but it's not much.
Oh. It's like 2 forests each, and well, actually, like it's 1 forest for Bad Koala, 3 for Paladin. On the other side, we have 3, 1. Yeah, so it's 2 small forests for each player, basically.
Yeah, I think that's probably how it's generated.
Mm-hmm.
We did have a new way that the map generation works. Doing it in a circle instead of a square now, I think. With like your starting resources.
Yeah. Hmm.
I wonder, in terms of resources collected, I mean, Paladin does have the most food collected by a decent margin too.
Well, makes sense, right? It's like 1.7 villagers extra.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, they are building the walls together. I just think AM will just constantly put on the pressure here and just... I don't really see a great hold happening. Like, how do you deal with, like, cheaper scouts, cheaper archers?
I feel like there's a reasonably high chance that they're just going to get bulldozed at home, or that aside, they are going to lose all map control. AM's going to get to Castle Age, build some TCs on the hill, build maybe some siege workshops, and then go to town.
Yeah, and the town is a Chinese town, most likely. Fully walled Bad Koala. Also, like, what is this? Like, walling with 3 villages in Dark Age already? Before you even get the mill?
They do not want to deal with the laming.
Yeah.
Well, 20 pop up here for Paladin. There's lots and lots of geese.
Also 20 pop up for Nikov.
Yep.
Without any support. So pretty clean build out of there. Likely to see something like pop 23 for our Mayan player. Pop 22 is what I would have expected from Bengalis, but actually continues to build more villagers. Did he struggle for food? The -4 sheep killed him or what?
He could be going fast castle.
Is that a thing? Maybe they need to take risk.
I think, what if you were going fast castle Ratha?
Without stone? Oh, you have stone in the back.
You have stone.
Okay. Huh.
I mean, you're getting the extra villagers, right? So Bengalis benefit a ton from going fast castle.
Okay, I can see that. +4 villagers in total.
Yeah.
Certainly help. But what is Paladin playing as the defense then? Is he trying to go like skirm archer defense? That's not a thing. He has to go scouts. But then...
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna
indeed.
just die.
Look at that. He's on stone. Bad Koala's on stone.
Soldier.
Ooh. Oh, this will be an interesting game or a 14-minute game.
Those are the only 2 options.
MBL goes for the big walls at home. And they still don't see that Bad Koala is that heavily on stone. Now goes onto gold as well. This could be so sick if it works.
Yeah. Also, somehow in cap trade it says WWP Yo advance to the feudal age.
Oh yeah, true. MBL? What's happening there?
Yo secretly playing for the other team.
Oh man.
And, to be fair, the AM players are just going for very standard openings. I mean, this is far from the most aggressive that we could see AM go for. And the rush distance on this map is quite long.
Absolutely. You're basically hugging the edge of the wall, right? Can't get much more than that.
Nope.
Okay, well, this is really good for Bad Koala.
It's good, but it's bad to be good. Or something.
Bad to be good? What? It's just good for him, no?
Yeah, it's good.
Uh-oh, why are we taking the fight against the camel here? Oh, focusing on the camel works really well. I didn't know about that.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, Nikov, okay. That was nice.
Camels are good, but still. able to focus it down, especially with the free foraging upgrade. Helps a lot.
Okay, Archer's now getting over there. I don't think the Spearman edition was actually that needed for MBL, but, well, just to be safe, wants to guide them over there. And Nikov already going on to gold, so kind of skipping on scout production now. That's interesting. He opened like 3 scouts and now stops.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He just wants to go up to Castle Age, and I don't hate this. Because you can't really take map control, so to say, decisively in Feudal Age, unless you're like building watchtowers or something in the middle. But when you hit Castle Age, that's when you can start dropping TCs in the middle, start dropping siege workshops, monasteries, all that good stuff. That's going to be more, I guess, tangible in terms of holding the mountain.
Huh. Woodline. Oh, Stonewall's now by Bad Koala even. Woodline in the back will be taken. You will run dry in like early Castle Age when it comes to wood here.
Oh yeah, but I think the point is to push out in early Castle Age, because Paladin himself is also just going to be trying to get to Castle Age fairly soon.
I'm curious how this one will play out. It feels so much like Lombardia, but so much more incentive to get proper control.
Yeah. I mean, there isn't a wood line for yellow to take very shortly.
Nice quick walls by Nikov at the top. 2 scouts didn't get in. And yeah, yellow is expanding towards the back. At least that's fine, but Paladin will also get problems. Huh.
Still, possibly with the Rothas, they can push out as soon as Castle Age comes in.
Are they good enough, though?
They're a little bit slower than Knights, but they have a lot of stats. Stable number 2. Castle Age is coming in a little bit slower for red compared to green.
That's still solid. Right? Because Nikov just played very greedy. But Paladin, well, he played greedy as well. I'm really surprised. I think this could have been like massive Feudal Age aggression, but both teams kind of trusting in the warp capabilities of WWP apparently. That both felt like, okay, we're not going for that much aggression.
Well, I mean, MBL, he's got 19 archers, so it's not like he isn't doing anything aggressive. So we have a bit of a Pausarino.
After Hero advanced to Castle Age. Not really sure why it reset there. They can wallhop, build a palisade there and delete. That's not a thing, my friend. You can only do that with lonely trees. Those trees should not be used for tree hopping.
Yep, and you can tell that they're straggler trees now because they have 101 wood on them.
Oh, 100 wood here, 101 wood on the straggler tree. Or do they?
Yep. When they're chopped down, they should.
Okay, I can only see 100.
Yeah.
Okay, Nikov apparently paused to check what unique unit the opponent got. Okay.
Oh, okay. Bad Koala clearly doesn't know enough either because they benefit from archer upgrades.
Oh.
Scalebarting armor does not affect the Ratha.
Well, it does once you transition, right?
No, it does not.
Really?
It's always archer armor. Otherwise, you could change the defensive attributes of a unit just by mode switching.
Yeah, I thought that's how it worked. I thought they benefited from all 4 upgrades, basically.
No, you benefit from the melee upgrades for the melee version, and you benefit from the attack ranged upgrades for the ranged version, and both versions benefit from ranged unit upgrades because they're always classified as cav archers.
Okay.
So even with Parthian tactics, their melee version deals bonus damage to pikemen.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Okay, well, he really needed fletching, right? And now he goes for armor first. I think fletching is the most important upgrade for that unit, no?
Not if you're using them in melee mode.
Okay. No. Now village is being sent out.
But if we're looking at, these guys as a melee unit, they're just kind of worse knights. Like, okay, you have 5 more base HP, but a slower attack speed, 1 less pierce armor.
Also, if you double click, it does only select the ones that have the same status. Like, I double clicked and only got the knights basically, but not the Cav Archer.
Yeah, pretty much. And considering the upgrades that the players are getting, I don't think the Ratha exploit is going to be used.
Well, it's also forbidden. I wrote it down in the
is it?
tournament rules, yeah.
Oh, and we have the Shrivamsha riders coming in. Ooh, this is fun. Look at them. They're going to absolutely mop up the archers. It's going to be just a sad, sad moment for MBL.
Oh, but a happy moment for Nikov because he is clearing up most of the Rathas here. And
Indeed he is.
wow, MBL finds a good pocket there as well.
Yeah. And then the knights with their free attack upgrades as well are going to be super nice.
Overlay not really correct in capture it here. Oh no, it's actually 2 different Rathas. Okay, so it's 7 in melee, 1 in Cav Archer form.
Yep, their icons are different too, so you can tell.
Oh really? Oh yeah.
Yeah, one's holding a sword, one's holding a bow.
Okay. I didn't look that closely. Crossbows around pretty soon. I don't think we have... What? Do we have fletching? Yeah, we have fletching. We don't have botkin. That might be a mistake by MBL that he won't realize for quite some time.
Could be. He's actually dropping a castle, though, in the middle, so... Seizing the mountain. Good to see. Second TC is in for both players, and that's a second castle. Now, Rathas are pretty cheap. They're only 60 wood, 60 gold.
Ooh, more aggressive castle, my friend. Oh, that means no more wood control.
Stable now coming in for Bad Koala. Looks like he's... I mean, the mix of Shrivamsha riders and camels is good against everything except infantry, essentially.
Okay. Well, let's take a look. Obviously, lots of units should be put on the map here by AM. And let's take a look. The riders now, or the Rathas now, obviously easily clearing up those crossbow castles, helping out as behind this one. But still need to disengage. Knight numbers simply looking too solid.
Yeah, Nikov's score is well ahead of pretty much every other player in the game, and he's just making knights. Added 1 TC, adding now a second TC.
Maybe the castle could be denied. Range units are coming in. Quick walls, 88%, 90, maybe with some great micro. No.
Nah. So, we'll have to back up. Rathas don't care, man. Or the Shrivamsha riders don't care about those arrows. Fun fact, 20 elite Shrivamsha riders take down a castle. Barely.
Okay.
Whereas 20 paladins do not.
Really? A castle?
Yeah.
Okay. What are we... Oh, we are now in knight form, but now disengaging because the knights are coming over again.
The actual knights are coming over. As opposed to the chariot knights.
Okay, counterattack now. Won't really find too much. MBR walled at home. And where is Bad Koala getting wood right now? Where is he taking fights? Oh, that's brutal for him.
Oh, that hurts. It hurts a lot, in fact.
Uh-oh, those villagers
and
are
the
so
numbers
exposed.
are just not looking so good right now.
Nikov, obviously not a great light of sight here with those knights, but should find all those villagers. This is brutal, Onlu.
Oh, it really is. Knights gonna be mopping up those villagers. So many are gonna be going down. Oh my goodness, that's like at least 10, maybe more right there. That's definitely more than 10.
Definitely more than 10. Now it has to take the fight, but loses that one as well, or at least will take heavy losses. Oh, this was so good for Nikov. And I think it was like 10 population lead. Now it's 50 population lead.
Also, we can see that Rathas are just worse than knights in straight-up fights. And they all died. And Bad Koala just lost like 40 pop or something.
Oh yeah, and he won't get onto wood. Night production continues. We have some raids over at the other side. Nikov is a bit distracted, but MBL completely untouched. Will get to 3 TCs himself.
That's the thing with Shivamsha Riders, though, is that they don't really care much about TC fire, and they are insanely fast. So this could be a lot of ill kills.
Okay, villagers back at it again, but Knight still camping there. Oh no, not again, oh no, not again!
Oh. Oh.
Oh. Oh no.
Ow. Yeah, that's going to be pretty much impossible to overcome.
Wanted to expand to the other TC there, and now looking at the score becomes pretty damn brutal. Down to 35 villagers here at the 30-minute mark. Not looking too hot. Oi, oi, oi. But also realizing every game counts, so maybe they're staying in here a bit longer than, well, would make sense.
But, hey, Nilly, if, you know, Bad Koala gets Imperial Age, he can research Mahayana to get another 3 pop.
Oh, it cost him so long to get there, though. Okay, MBL at least now sees that he was lacking Botkin. KD, by the way, for Bad Caller, 2257.
Ugh. Not what you want when you're going for a very expensive unit.
Army value 3x in the favor of AM right now. And maybe they find the expansion towards the top, knowing that that could be a good angle of attack. Well, at least WWP is getting a reasonable clear up at the bottom.
Oh, but sniping those Rathas with the crossbowmen, very nice. And yes, now they will be seeing... Actually, Paladin grabbing 2 relics is nice to see. But yeah, I mean, we're just looking at almost double the population right now for AM.
Oof. Okay. I will write in the GL with Suomi, get ready to send your first player, Happy Smiley. Because I don't think this one will go on for too long, and then let's just go for back-to-back sets.
Sounds good. As, yeah, these TCs are going to be under threat. Nikov and MBL completely smash in face. Which, I mean, you would expect, but we did get to see some fun new units, so I'll call that a win.
In some sense, yeah. Well, at least we can see a bit the movement. We at least saw how nice Shiramsha riders performed against the crossbows.
Yeah, definitely. And Gujar camels are quite nice. Getting an extra, what, 4 damage? 4.5 damage against knights.
That's pretty crazy, actually. Phew. Lots of fighting spirit here by WT players. Obviously, Bad Koala, kind of the player that wants to make it into the A lineup, considered to be like number 4, number 5 out of China right now. Trying to catch up to the big boys, so having such a performance obviously is not helping him increasing his position in China.
Not especially. He did well in the last game, though.
Yeah, the Berber player. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And Chinese
this
fans,
is just a very tough one.
Yeah, obviously, like, even if you send, like, Luxio, I don't think they will come up with a much more promising strategy than what we saw.
Nah.
MBL Nikov, obviously absolute beast, now with 2 extremely strong civilizations. And yeah, an interesting approach to the civ pick system. Not really trying to play the new civs, not trying to be diverse. I don't think it's a really winning strategy with how they approached it, but obviously the skill gap was big enough that they still got the 4 Ws where they did not use the newer civilizations.
Exactly. And I guess, like, if the approach works if you're really confident you just win all the games where you get to play the old civs. And AM is, like, probably the one team that can sort of back up that confidence with results, and that's kind of what we saw here.
Nikov already hosting me. Thanks for the spoilers. Now we know that the game might be ending pretty quickly.
Wow. I mean, it was only 90 more villagers and 76 more army.
Well, now I'm not interested in the game anymore.
Completely ruining the viewing experience.
Shame on Nikov. G to the G. AM takes it 4-1. Pretty strong performance by them. Nikov MBL taking it home. And they will still have to face off against Baguettes, Suomi, and GL in the upcoming days. Friday, obviously the quote-unquote main event, AM versus GL.
Oh yeah. Should be very fun. And yeah, that was just our first set of this event.
And 9 more sets to come. Not all of them today, but at least one more today. So Omi versus GL, already waiting, already about to start. We will see different maps and therefore likely different Civ matchups. And obviously GL boys and Suomi boys, typically the boys with lots of preparation and lots of special tactics. So that should be pretty interesting. Any final thoughts on this set?
Good first set. Was fun to watch, that 4v4 game especially, and honestly the other games were just really impressive play from AM.
Yeah, absolutely agree.